Good num num numbing. Hello YouTube and welcome to Death End Request. For those who've been on the channel for a very long time, you may recall that I did a let's play of both this and its sequel a pretty long time ago. I think it was 2019 I did Death End 1, so a good 5 years now. And at the time, I made a point of saying that when I first went through Dirk 1, it's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't like a lot of it. But on my second playthrough, I came to appreciate a lot more of what the game was trying to do and what it was. Meanwhile, Death End 2, kind of, the story wrote itself in the sense of I just loved it. I ended up doing 4 playthroughs in the span of like 2 months. I really, really loved that game. So I have a history with this, but the main reason why we're covering it now on livestream is because Death End Request Code Z is not too far away. I mean, in Japan it comes out in a couple months, but in the West it comes out early next year. I'll be waiting for the early next year Western release, like usual. But now's a good time as any to get the refresher and to cover it. My intention is to cover both this and the sequel, because of course I'm going to cover Dirk 2, I love that game. If you're wondering why I'm sitting on this screen and not the title screen, it's because it loops back to the opening very quickly. And it's, I believe it's a copyrighted song, and I know I'm going to get hit a lot and like dinged a lot with M elsewhere in this game, so it's like if I can minimalize it a little for now, I'll take it. And seeing on the screen gives me an opportunity to show off that I have 100%. I have every single event graphics, I've done every single Death End in this blinking game. God, 2018. Doesn't feel that long ago this came out. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend. It is 24 degrees Celsius here in the UK right now, which might not sound like a lot to some of you guys, but at the same time, this is the UK. Our houses aren't built to have coldness. Yeah, I know, dude. Don't worry. I'm used to this run if I can help it. I'll be playing on normal because hard mode, less experience and less funds. It's just like, the challenge will be interesting, sure, but it would just add so much grinding, and I don't want to spend too long on either this or the next game, because this is basically self-indulgence on my part that I'm going through these. Struck down, oh shit, okay. Yes, there's a million DLCs for this game. Okay, there we go. Strike, yeah. Oh, one of the DLCs in this game is to add a character that's basically one of the main villains of this game as a playable character, and they are literally forced to be in your party in the tutorial fight if you have the DLC. I won't be using them because they're kind of broken. Yeah, no, I hear you, dude. Also, just before we completely start, as this opening begins, it's in my pinned message, but obviously no one's going to check the chat, especially in post. I do want to give the content warning that this game, at times, is excessively violent and excessively gory too. It's not like the most horrific thing you're ever going to see, but it doesn't change the fact that if you're not expecting it and you're not comfortable with it, it can be kind of a system shock, and it can be quite disturbing at times. So I want to put that warning out there. If you're not into like high violence and a lot of gore and a lot of like things like that, this might not be the live stream series for you to watch. It's pretty good most of the time, but it has its moments. It has its moments. I finally finished my X-Defiant daily, so for context, I 100%ed this game in the North American, European, Japanese, and Steam regions. I like how you say Steam region. Yeah, I've got the plat of this and Dirk 2, but I only ever platinumed it once because I got the European version. Also, I'm playing it in the English dub because I actually really like the English dub in this game, so heads up.
Don't give up, Sheena! I've already leveled you past the max! You're in God mode now!
Especially Sheena's performance. Kaylee Mills' performance.
Don't concentrate.
Is where you should see me. Kaylee Mills' performance as Sheena is genuinely amazing, and I wish she got more recognition for it because I think it's one of her best.
Hold strong. Keep your head up. You can do it. Believe in yourself.
I can't. I never had it in me. Everyone else is gone. I'm the only one left.
Don't give up. Don't give in to despair.
Despair! Nagato, we just started, shut up.
I can't save this world.
Sheena, behind you! Watch out!
It's in front of you.
Sheena!
Oh, right, well, the attack's behind him.
A
Behind her.
monster, infected by a deadly virus, opened its sinister maw. And sank its razor-sharp fangs into her flesh.
When I first played Death End 1, it was, I kid you not, hot off the heels of me first playing Neptunia V2 and being like, oh, well, Idea Factory, their games are kind of cool. What else have they made? Oh, what's this Death End Request? I'll try this. So can you imagine the sheer, like, shock on my face when I opened it up and got hit with this?
Exposed her spinal cord and vital organs.
Yeah. Like, the whiplash from going V2 to this was something else. Not knowing what I was going in for. I was just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll play more of their games.
Damn it! Sheena!
As shock set in, she struggled to make sense of what was happening around her. With a last, desperate breath, she uttered,
Sheena!
Well, the difference is, yeah. I mean, Mary Skelter, the problem with its pacing is that it's a dungeon crawler RPG, and it's a priority of dungeon crawler RPG, so sometimes you just go through huge chunks when nothing happens.
Stop!
Whilst this isn't, so you have a lot more time where the story can be more of the focus, and they have a lot of time to build around the story.
the monster licked its lips.
I think it's worth mentioning whilst we're doing this that it's been repeatedly stated that Code Z is going to be the most gory and most violent Death End so far. So much so that it's got like the highest age rating in Japan.
And heaving it into the empty sky.
And it's like,
Her freshly
things might get a bit... I'm kind of almost like nervous for Code Z for how violent it could get. Considering Sheena just got her head bit off and for some reason we get a panty shot even though she's literally missing her head.
Out of it as it settled into the ever-growing pool of blood.
So really strong with meanders. Yeah, I get that. I think Mary Skeletor 1 was pretty decently paced.
Damn it! I couldn't save her in time! God! Buddha! Whoever the hell is listening! Damn you! This Death End is horrific!
You said it.
You! What is your purpose? God damn it!
Speaking of Death Ends, and for those who aren't familiar with this game, there is a central mechanic where there is a bunch of basically bad endings scattered throughout the entire game. Most of them, unfortunately, in this game kind of like go down to just like one or two lines of dialogue. But some of them actually have like full cinematics tied to them and sometimes like CG arts with them. I remember where most of them are, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do them all. If there's one that's particularly more awkward or more out of the way, I won't do it, but I will explain it. Also, something that's also a big deal, and considering the Death End system, it's important, you can save during cutscenes. I have not looked up... These save files all say 2019 on them. Oh, it has been a while since I've last played this game. My most recent save is the 27th of November, 2019. That's why, like, with Death End 2. Death End 2 cuts down the Death End significantly, but as a whole, it's more interesting. I'll make a new save. I'll leave all my original files, since I don't know what one's what.
Who are you? Are you God? Or Are you the devil? What does the end of the world mean?
Oh, all of the in the second half of the game, all of the like the AI on the not the AI, the like corrupted versions of your party member boss fights. I will talk about them because I want to show them because a lot of them are interesting. But there's one in particular that I'm a little hesitant to, but I will get to that more to get to. And if you don't, and for those who know, it's Lily's one. Because there's a lot of shit that they've kind of heavily imply happens that I'm not sure I really want to show, let alone talk about. But we will figure that out when we get to it.
Oh, it was just a dream. Or should I say a nightmare? What did it mean? Huh? Where am I? Whose house am I in? Actually, who am I?
I think I know what you're referring to, yeah.
They're wrapped so tight. What are they? Huh? They look like spider legs. Yuck. They gross me out. Huh? What the... What?
She can't get them off yet. See, like, we can't not have Rapuka in your party, so just pretend she's not there until we get another party member. Just pretend she's not there, because I'm not going to be using her. Playing this up. Oh. No, so I'm going to be playing the dubs because I genuinely really like the dub. Oh, this takes me back. Oh, this takes me back. And I'm just looking at this menu like, oh yeah, I remember spending some time with this. Yeah, we can't go to reality yet because that's later. Oh, right. Hey, do you want to see how much time I spent in this game? Look at this. Do you see a single missing death end? And I did every single ending. Subs. That's losing the... Hang on, let's see how many I can remember. That's losing the tutorial fight. That's trying to save the corrupted person in the castle. That's abandoning Lily at the boss. That's investigating the paranormal event. That's trying to... I think is that trying to run away from the centipede or trying to fight it directly? It's one or the other. That one is going into the glitched room twice. Eating the bad food. Is that pissing off Claire? I think that's pissing off Claire. These two are both tied to beating the same boss, if I remember rightly. Like, you fight the big boss in the city, and it's like 2 in a row, and you're like, you motherfucker. If you immediately try to save Lydia, things go wrong. If you hesitate, or like try and do it a different way, you can. Trying to run away. No, that's the one where you piss off Claire. Not sure. That's fucking around with Rapuka too much. Also, Confessions of a Sadist is a sick title. Not the game the same anymore. No, fair enough. Damnation. Remember where you hide, damnation will come for you. I can't remember what that one is. That one is in the real world. That one is if you choose to try and fight Celica and take her boat, she just kills all of you, which is like wild. Is that the one where you start the fight with the spider boss and you have to run away from the fight? Like, what? Because it's the only boss fight you can actually run away from, and if you do it, you then trigger the death end. That one is one of the ones, like, I'm like, ugh. That one's kind of ridiculous. Oh, I love both death end games OST, like, unapologetically. The loud to the quiet, it's all beautiful. That one's pissing off the Ludens, if I remember rightly. Means we have nothing to hide, right? I can't remember that one. dear friend is shot to death. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Is that the one I don't want to do? Is that the Lily one? Maybe. Someone close to us is chopped up and eaten. Oh, gee, I wonder. Mission didn't go as planned. That one, I think a lot of these. Oh, that's Aggle. That's the Lucille bad end. That's if you try and go reach for the truth about the Alice engine too soon. Burn, baby, burn is so funny. I know exactly what that one is. That's if you run away from the boss at the end of the volcano, you get stuck in it, and then you burn to death. And then I think, yeah, that one is losing Chapter 10's boss fight, and I think that is the last death end. Because once you're in Chapter 11, you're free. Unless, you know, didn't do all the side quests, because that's also... Suicide Sound, Dead End Syndrome are my two favorites. My favorite track in this game is Return to Me. The final boss theme, or one of the final boss themes.
What's this? What's going on here?
The bed is dressed so neatly. Where could the owners of this house be?
What's this?
What a precious family photograph. There's a young girl and her mother, maybe? Huh? The mother looks strangely similar to me. It can't be. Oh, I must be imagining things. I wonder if this family lived here.
What's this?
These two chairs look comfortable. Streaming 100%ing the Steam regions. Is it like that? Yeah, now it's committed. All the dishes and utensils are still organised in the kitchen. So maybe that family lived here after all. Seriously, why can't I remember anything? Where the hell am I? Wait, I just need to collect my thoughts. Let's just calm down and take a deep breath. Think. If I can't recall my memories, maybe I just need to retrace my steps. Start wherever I can remember and take it from there. It'll be fine, piece of cake. Inhale, exhale. Okay, can I remember my name? I mean, it's right there on the subtitles. If I could just break the fourth wall and look down. Sheena. Yeah, that's it, Sheena. Sheena, I only remember my first name. But that's okay, it's progress. Still have no idea where I am, though. His house must belong to whoever's posing in this photograph. Something about this house is oddly familiar, like I stood here before. This girl, too, in the photo. I recognize her from somewhere. Besides, there's still no sign as to how I ended up here in the first place, is there? Perhaps I can let this go for now. Okay, what did I do yesterday? Nothing's coming to mind. The longer I stay here, the more depressed I'll become. Maybe I should go outside. If I get some fresh air, it'll all come back to me. Stewing in here without a clue won't do me any good. The only way to get out of a rut is to keep going. Oh, you want a modern port of the Argos series? Fair enough, dude. Whoa, shit, okay, well, I was messing with the buttons, so I had to feel out the buttons again. I forgot the triggers that you're zooming. Hey, let's do first person mode. We are Sheena. No, no, that feels weird.
Yeah.
The meadow is gorgeous. It all feels so... It's all coming back to me. That's right, I'm an adventurer. I think so. No, 100 hours. On PS3, like so my PS3, I brought the Hitman HD trilogy because I brought Sonic Generations on PS3 thinking it wouldn't get a remaster, and suddenly it did. I brought Tomb Raider Legend on PS3 thinking it wouldn't get ported, and it did. So now I'm testing it, and I brought Hitman HD trilogy that has Hitman 2 Silent Assassin, Hitman Contracts in it, going, oh, it won't get a modern port. I'm saying out loud to try and see if I can tempt the wills of fate to make it happen. The trophy lists for those games are so deceptive. They're so simple when you look at them, and then you remember it's Hitman 2 and Contracts, and you're like, no, that's actually not simple at all. The levels are very complicated and very out there. And it was before Blood Money kind of really sandboxified a lot of it to make it very accessible in a lot of ways. I say that they are still sandboxes, but you know what I mean. Like they're sandboxes, but there's only so many ways you can really handle it without being like hyper precise and kind of techy. I do hope they get ports because I would love to show someone slide tech. For people who've never seen a Hitman speedrun of Hitman 2 or 3, to show them the slide tech, where basically if you're holding sprint, but only tapping forward repeatedly instead of holding it, the game won't register you as sprinting, even though you're moving at sprinting speed. So anytime that could raise suspicion, like, you know, you're dressed as a guard, you need to get to a destination, and they expect you to walk there, because if you start running, people will realize you're probably not actually a guard. You just slide over there at sprinting speed, and it works, and the game, like, will think you're walking the whole way. But it's so funny to see, because the animation gets stuck only, like, halfway through the sprint, so, like, 47 will literally just slide. His feet won't move. He will just, like, his body will just move forward, but like he's not actually running. He looks like he's glitching out, and he's just like it's like a stone model just moving forward. And anytime, like, if you ever watch a speedrun, the moment you see 47 start sliding, you know they're about to do some really dumb shit, and it's always really funny. But yeah, I've heard a lot about Agorist. I've tried to look more into it because I am kind of curious about those games. I'm not going to get them anytime soon, but I am curious, and they look interesting. I don't know if they'll be for me, but they do look interesting. Anyway, that's right, I'm an adventurer. Once every 2,000 years, the gates of Odyssia, the mystical sky capital, open up to adventurers that are pure of heart. Naturally, a city in the sky isn't exactly easy to find, so I had set off to Heartis, the military kingdom, to find more information. In a stroke of good luck, one of the local guilds at Heartis let me reside in a house for the duration of my stay here. Oh, what a relief. I was beginning to panic, thinking that my memories would never return. I love the bait and switch. It's like, oh, they're going to make an amnesiac protagonist, and then you go, oh, actually, I guess not then. They're counting it, and then you realize that, like, all of her memories aren't real later, and you're like, oh, fuck. Also, by the way, because I've already got the Let's Plays, and the Let's Plays have already been there, I am going to be spoiling the fuck out of a lot of this game into second game, because the whole game's already on my channel, and I've played through it like a million times, and I talk about it very often. So, if you are interested in this game and want to go in relatively blind, that's another reason for you to maybe not keep watching, because I am going to spoil shit. I'm just not into like top-down strategy games. The only one I really kind of got around with was Tactics, and even then I still wasn't the biggest fan of Tactics. I just enjoyed the story enough that I stuck with it. I'm Sheena the Adventurer. Time for me to see Odyssia, the legendary city in the sky. Guess that explains why I've got these leg danglings underneath my dress. Ah, everything's coming back to me. When it rains, it pours. They say that people who visit Odyssia discover riches and happiness beyond their wildest dreams. Wait for me, Mother. I promise I'll find Odyssia and bring you the happiness you need. Just not doing level, fair enough. Poor Dunguri's hair. Anyway, this place. Is there no one else around? Can I, like... The fact that you're not allowed to bring up your party and whatnot, because you're not supposed to have another party member, but they forced you to have Repulka, so it just looks really out of place, is so funny.
What's this?
The fact that I just remembered that those chests were there about a second before. Oh boy. There's a lot of chests in this game around the area.
Hey!
Oh, what items do I start with? Do I have all the DLC stuff? I do have all the DLC stuff now. Okay, I was about to ask. I was like, all the DLC stuff in my inventory, like, right fucking now? Look at this! I don't need 99 of all of this shit. Also, I'm not going to be using the DLC weapon because look at the stat boost. Shooting.
This'll do.
Oh, I do have the swimsuits. I was gonna say, do I have the swimsuits? Yes.
This'll do.
And before anyone asks, no, I'm not gonna wear the fucking swimsuit, so don't ask. Investment once you invest, you get your brain. It is one of those things where it's like, I can see why people like tactical games, and like especially like well-made ones that have a lot of shit under the hood. It is just simply that I just get bored, unfortunately. Oh, I fucking forgot Death End 1 has that problem with the running. They play like the sound effect of characters running out of breath, like so. I completely forgot that this happens. You run for like any more than 2 seconds, and your character starts going. Like I forgot. I'm so glad that they sorted that out in the sequel, because it is distracting at times in this game. You say that like I didn't spend 20 hours grinding out one particular like trial build just to make Argret be able to spam Almighty in SMT5. I think on my Let's Play I ended up doing this a lot just so it wasn't just always the whole time you're running around. Anyway, don't we start in like the bottom left? Only 20 hours. Alright, you forget that I did 3 straight playthroughs in Persona 5 to grind out trophies. Come to think of it, did I even bother to eat yesterday? Well, that's so me-coded, Sheena. Wait, did I eat? The memory still escapes me. In fact, I have no idea how long I was asleep, and this kingdom doesn't resemble how it looked when I first got here. I don't remember it looking this desolate. Heartist aggressive tactics invading nearby kingdoms landed them a less than favourable reputation, meaning they had few allies. Sturfil, Gowan, Rizari, Tora. Even so, what army is capable of wiping out a kingdom off the face of the world? Yeah, I know, dude. Should I ever think about what kind of power is at play here? My point is, I am very patient, and I take a lot of pride in the fact that I can be pretty damn patient in a lot of things. It's literally just tactical games that they aren't my thing, and because they aren't my thing, I'm not that interested in learning them, and when you're not interested in learning, obviously you end up getting bored quicker. It's like when people say Devil May Cry is boring, and then you just realize that they actually just don't really like character action games, and you're like, well, that's why, because you're not invested, so you're not interested in learning, so you just do the basic shit. Excuse me, my throat going. So you only do the basic shit. The only tactical game I'm kind of curious to try out at some point is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I know it had a sequel as well, but I obviously start with the first one, because that genuinely does look kind of fun. And this is coming from someone who, I know that's also because that's more of like an XCOM styled game, so it's a lot more kinetic and you're more like just doing shit constantly. But like that's like the only one that's kind of like, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, maybe if I get a Switch 2, I'll try it. That genuinely looks fun. But I know that's more of an XCOM styled game, so it's a little bit more snappy. Like it's less tactical RPG, more just tactical game. What kind of powers at play here? I wonder what happened. But XCOM was used as the base inspiration to even develop the gameplay formula for Mario and Rabbids, which is why I even made the comparison to begin with, because I know that was the core inspiration they used, and then obviously they built their own systems and setups, and then made it more accessible, because it was obviously kids were going to play it, and all that shit happened later. Tell me, where did my memories go? Northern Heartist Wilds. Oh, is this the guy that gives you like a gargantuan goddamn lore dump? Like, I remember like one of the things in this game that's kind of wild, and I remember it just because in the Let's Play, the whole first video I barely talked because you get this gargantuan lore dump that takes like 10 minutes, like, like after this tutorial fight.
Where are you? Please, answer me.
Oh, can I not just save? Oh, wait, I'm not at a save point. Can I not just save anywhere? I forget you can only save anywhere in cutscenes. Oh, this is a track I love a lot. I think one over the formula, but not the other, yeah. Oh, I forgot what button's auto. Okay, found it. It's R1.
Someone's being attacked by a monster. I have to help somehow.
I didn't want to accidentally press skip, and I was like,
Do I even know how to fight?
To be fair, I think it's literally here, yeah. R2 is skip, L1 is speed up, and L2 is completely like cut the event.
He'll be fine. That's what muscle memory's for, right? I'm sure I'll get the hang of it.
I love this battle theme too.
Alright, let's go!
There's a triangle button, you can set max of 3 attacks, activation freely. If you not wish to input command, press the X button. Previously selected an attack command, yep. Attacks in one turn, knockbacks that will commence. That's when I use an enemy's flying. Use the attack to put distance between you and your enemy. Prevent any chance of your enemy countering. Strategize knockback attacks, yada yada.
Leave it to me!
Alright, the first death end of the game is lose this fight. Oh, I forgot how, like... Oh, I've talked about this before. My biggest problem I have with Sisters v Sisters while I'm playing it is the weighted camera. This game has a weighted camera, so I can demonstrate what I mean. I'm holding right on the right stick, and I let it go now. Do you see how it kept moving? I prefer cameras that completely go to a complete halt when I let it go. Weighted cameras I struggle with. But you can hold R3 to like hold your position as well for more precise movement. Alright, resurrection.
Alright.
Oh no, wait, that's boost attack. Whoops.
Identifying enemies' weak points. Scanning.
I gotta remember all the buttons, hang on.
Alright.
Well, 16% chance
Alright.
of learning a new skill.
See? Yeah! Out of here!
Outta here!
Took you down.
I'll tear you apart.
About that stuff. Also, I say because we're not going to use Rapuka. He's going to on guard. It's roughly 3 to 4 different camera angles. Now, the weighted camera is a genuine like bugbear of mine. I really don't like weighted cameras. They just kind of annoy me. I like cameras that are snappy.
All right.
And once again, once you set up your command, what the game is explaining, with triangle even up the command list, once you set it up once, pressing X will basically auto set up the previous one you did.
Yeah! Yeah! Home run!
Did you notice how that enemy didn't get launched as far as others? That's because it's literally a grounded enemy. I love Rapuka's design. See you in Code Z, probably.
I don't feel too hot. Die. Let's go.
Can I get both of them? Can I get this? There we go.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. Top.
You trying to do a shoulder shooters, fair enough.
Die. Leave it to me. All right.
Oh, even without lock-on, you can use the D-pad to do this, but obviously it's way slower, whilst with R3 it's quicker. But this should...
Top.
There we go.
Blast off. I don't feel too hot.
Yeah, but the reason why when it comes to over-shoulder games it doesn't bother me in that sense is because the game's usually built around it.
I'll tear you apart.
Oh, am I fucking... I'm stunned. Fine, you know what, just this once. Oh, right, you have to be careful because you can hit allies, right? Isn't that like the main thing with her, is that she can absolutely like fucking just like destroy an ally with some of her attacks?
Who should I aim for?
Yeah, she can absolutely just destroy your buddy. And can you see why I didn't want to use her? She's a bit too fucking strong.
Another one down.
But yeah, if you lose that fight, there's a death end for it. I don't hate Rapuka, I love Rapuka. It's just I'm not going to use her because she's too strong. Rapuka's one of my favourite characters in the story. I just no, I don't use her. Oh, when it comes to her exclusive ending, I might show it off, but I'll have to fight the final boss twice. Because I plan to do the Sheena ending, because that one's technically the canon ending.
Kill.
But Rapuka's ending is significant as well, considering it's very likely going to have ties to Code Z. Because Rapuka's ending is the one that implies her resurrection. She makes jokes, yeah. Also, for the record, for a lot of this week, I'm going to put it out there now, for a lot of this week, the streams are going to be on the shorter side. We're talking 2 to 3 hours instead of 3 to 4. Because it is extremely hot, and I don't want to stream during the hotter hours of the day.
I'm just glad you're safe.
I'm trying to be more conscious about my health. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll always say it. In the UK, air conditioning doesn't really exist. And so my room is already hotter than it is outside, because I'm in my office, and my PS5 is generating heat, so it's just adding to the heat of outside coming in. So my room is going to get very roasty toasty in not that long.
Thank you.
On the contrary, I should be the one thanking you for saving me.
Anyway, we've got a long lore dump coming on, so brace
I
yourselves.
haven't yet introduced myself.
Colton.
My name is Rook. As you have likely gathered by now, I am a traveling merchant by trade.
I've heard
Nice
Rook
to
in
meet
other
you.
stuff, but I can't
I'm
tell you what
Sheena,
his voice actor is
an
on my
adventurer.
head. Like Rook's voice.
A pleasure. Lately, martyrs have been taking to crowding these trails, making it impossible for me to sell my wares in peace.
To be honest, Sheena is like the only, like... And no, I tell a lie, Claire's actress is Erica Lindbeck.
Ooh,
I know that one for
haven't you
sure.
heard?
But I said, but like,
Well, you
like
see,
Sheena's like the
I
only
actually just
actress
woke
name
up
that
a
I
few
like
moments ago with
remembered
no
when I got to
recollection
Defen
of how I
2.
got there.
So Defen 2, I know
Memories
more of like the cast
What?
names because
Oh,
I've had an
how
opportunity
awful.
to interview some of them.
Martyrs are monsters that have been touched by the kiss of madness.
And so I
Yes,
have that
for a
like
few months
personal
now,
connection in that
reports of
sense of like
monsters
I know the
attacking
face
people
behind the
have been
voice, and I've had the
increasing to a
opportunity
frightening
to,
degree.
you know, only like brief like
Did you
coffee
say
worth
a few
interviews. So it's not
months?
like some big celebrity
Did I not
interviewer
remember
in that
any of
shit. You know what I mean? Like those
Much
like very
has
short
changed in
like
the
bites
last year.
kind of
Do
things.
you really remember nothing?
Not a thing.
Not even what you ate yesterday.
Nope.
Most unfortunate.
Well, I can't let it bring me down. Things will turn up sooner or later.
What makes you say that?
My mother always told me that someone up there is watching out for me.
Aw.
I see. Your mother sounds like a devout woman. Surely our Lord will shine upon you with his blessings. Amnesia
So
is
I've
nothing
had a
to
chance to
scoff
ask
at. I
and
can
talk to Ryan
imagine
Bartley
how
very briefly, and I've had a chance to
confusing
talk to
all of
Deneen
this
Melody
must
very
be.
briefly.
So I will try to help you in the meantime.
Then, would you mind catching me up on everything I've missed?
And I can't stress enough,
Well, you
even in like the
needn't
brief time I got to
burden
talk to
yourself
them,
with
Ryan
the
Bartley and
sad
Deneen
tale
Melody are
of
both
this
genuinely
fallen
wonderful
world.
and kind
Some
human beings.
things are
Like
better
they're
left
genuinely lovely to
unsaid.
talk to,
I want to know
and they
it
were
all.
very reassuring, so they could
Please,
tell I was
tell
nervous.
me.
Very well, then. Allow me to tell you about...
And for those who don't know, Ryan Bartley and Deneen Melody are Mai Toyama
1 year
and
ago,
Rotten
the
Doll Heart,
world
respectively.
as we had known it ceased to exist. On that fateful day, a terrifying beast came down from the heavens and unleashed catastrophe across the entire country.
What? What do you mean? What's an entoma?
The entoma was a
Yeah,
curse from the gods.
ooh
a
sound is
living,
playing.
breathing embodiment of atrocity, brought to life by the despicable sins committed by our people. Vanity and greed became the gospels of our time. The rich became richer, and the poor became poorer. Soon, it seemed people had forgotten how to love. In no time at all, the thin fabric holding friends and family together.
Actually, I'm honestly really curious, like, for the soundtrack of Code Z and eventually Defen 3.
War and invasion
Like, if they will keep up the kind of style where, like,
the chance to tax every cent from
some of the soundtrack is very oppressive, some of the soundtrack is very depressing, because both Defen 1 and 2 have some depressing as shit tracks, but also have some, like, really oppressive, like, you shouldn't be here tracks. But then also have, like, crazy, like, high power riffs. It's like, I'm curious if they keep that theme, or whether now it's been a number of years, whether the style would have evolved or changed in some way.
Taking pleasure in watching their subjects turn on one another, while they sipped their wine. The notion of salvation became a fool's currency.
And also, and I know this is kind of like a, yeah, of course, if you're used to Idea Factory games, but I genuinely really like the sprite works for the visual novel stuff. I think they did a real good job of it. I know it's like a tiny thing to call it complemented like a visual novel styled game, but I genuinely really like the art style for the characters in this game.
From their constant suffering. Memories of our vibrant past were tossed into the graves of those brave enough to remember them. That is, until the Scourge had ripped the heavens in half without warning. It cut through the sky like steel through flesh, flattened our mountain ranges, and ruined our forests and seas with a divine rainbow light. The beast itself had later become known as Heaven's Messenger.
Oh boy, Heaven's Messenger. Hey, you want to talk about a boss fight that I thought you were supposed to lose to, and then when I saw the death end, realized you weren't? Oh boy, we'll get to that.
God for life. God saw fit to punish us without warning. We had no choice but to accept.
Heaven's Messenger? Divine punishment?
Within 10 days, the beast destroyed not only Heartis, but each of the surrounding kingdoms as well. Mankind was beside itself, without recourse or any chance of retaliation. Men, women, and children were being killed, left and right. Just when we thought that all hope was lost, our long-awaited salvation had finally arrived. The
first game, the problem is, in this one, the problem is that, like, you get stuff that kind of...
What happened to it?
It kind of turns the fight off in Defen 1. Defen 2, I think the boss fight is fine as you're not playing on hard. But in Defen 2, if you have the right setup, you can beat the boss insanely quickly, so it's really not that spongy.
Leaving little behind.
But in this one, it's like, if you fight the fight normally, it takes forever. But if you decide to use, I forget what, like, you know, like, this game has, like, certain mechanics that are based around, like, genre shift. And, like, the last one you get is platformer.
So
you can very easily platform the final boss to death because its hitbox is so huge.
Some of them
you can go platformer mode, just jump on a teammate so they click you up higher, and then you just keep on bouncing.
The fact that you lack any recollection of
hard mode. Yeah, hard mode just straight up doubles the HP of every single enemy in Defen 2. I can't remember what it does in this game. I imagine it does something similar at least. But in Defen 2, it straight up doubles the health of every enemy, and I'm like, that's not fun. That's not what a hard mode should be. Hard mode should be more strategic, not just more numbers.
Ah, you impress me. It's rare to find someone.
But that being said, I watched a speedrun of Defen 2, and it was funny. Like, basically, the whole speedrun for Defen 2 on hard mode was literally just get Claire, and then the game's over. You get Claire, put very specific equipment on her, unlock one specific skill, and you just spam that skill all game long, and it literally eviscerates everything because she's unbalanced. A lot of the Defen 1 returning cars for Defen 2 aren't balanced properly for Defen 2 systems, and so if you know how to use them, they can break the game in two.
As of a few months ago, however, this ended with a few alarming consequences.
How so?
An event.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I have problems with this game. Like I said, when I first played through it, it was my least favorite Idea Factory game, and there were some aspects of this game I genuinely just didn't like, and I was very, like, mid on it. It was only when I Let's Played it, because I was curious to, like, go through it again in preparation for Defen 2, that I learned to appreciate what it is and love it a lot more. There's still a lot about it I have criticisms of, though. The big one is what we're seeing right now, the fact that you get this gargantuan lore dump right at the very fucking start of the game. You've actually only been able to control your character for about 3 to 4 minutes, And the rest of
I
the
don't
46
know.
minutes
It
we've
was
been
as
live
if
streaming
they
has just
were
been cutscenes.
martyrs, suffering for the sake of avoiding retribution.
But this is just establishing everything that's happened. The whole world is collapsed, basically beneath us. Nothing is what Sheena First Forward is. There's no real room for adventurers. The world's fucked. We need to get to Odysseia to fight Heaven's Messenger, because Heaven's Messenger is going to destroy the world.
Eventually, people began suspecting that the souls of these recently departed martyrs learned how to inhabit the bodies of monsters.
I get why they do it. They do it so you understand the world, this world, in context of it, before Arata tells you none of it matters. Because if Arata already told you, hey, you're in a fictional world, none of this is real, it doesn't matter, and then you got the lore dumped, people would be skipping it more. You know, because people were going to, oh, well, what does this matter? Because they've already been told it isn't. Having it be told to you before you know it means you at least keep it in. So when some aspects of it do become important later, you still remember it. You don't just go, oh, that thing that I didn't read because the game already told me it didn't matter.
What could compel people to...
Because there are things about this that does matter. It's explaining how enemies are in this world. That does matter if you're curious how some of the monsters and enigmas and whatnot are around. Heaven's Messenger is the end goal here, and that doesn't change even after we find out all of this isn't technically real.
It appears you have one attached to your leg as well.
What would have been better is to not bump into Rook straight away. What they should have done is make it that you don't bump into Arata straight away and you don't bump into Rook straight away. You instead go to Heartis and like things are out of control, like the Heartis castle, and you don't know what's going on, and you end up bumping into Lily, and the two of you break out together, and then you start giving pieces of information. That's how they should have done it.
What the...
But it's easy to criticize the past in a game that's just like, 6 years old.
Spluttering up my skirt!
That, my dear, is proof of your curse. It has a mind of its own, ensnaring its hapless prey while slowly corrupting it over time.
Also, this detail here of like how we get the buggies.
By the curse, then it eventually withers away. If it latches onto a
it's not that they retcon it, but they do make changes to it in the sequel. The way Rottie and Liliana get their buggies is definitely different.
Spiral out of control. You might be a
no, my point wasn't to discredit reviews. My point is just it's easy for me to point what I would do different. You know, it's like as someone who wasn't involved in the process.
There is little for anyone to do other than watch the gradual and tragic demise of our world. Goodness me. In times as bleak as these, it feels like...
Alright, Rook, trauma dumping much. Sheena's like, alright, I just asked what was going on. You just threw everything at me. And now you're telling me...
What's the matter?
And now Rook's like, oh, now I'm not sure if I even want to live anymore.
I just have a stomachache.
Oh, no! Forgive me. I've spent all this time reminiscing. How rude of me.
I'm fine. It'll subside in a bit. If everything you said was true, about the curse and the end of the world, then I'm so sorry. Somehow, though, I'm still happy.
But how can you?
It makes me think. Meeting someone new and learning something about them feels like a miracle of its own at times.
And now you get literally like the core principle of how Sheena is as a character, that she will always see the silver lining.
For a brief moment, my life has purpose.
The story is fair game. My problem is that, like, yeah, of course reviews exist and there's always going to be criticisms and there's always going to be things that you can take apart and whatnot. I'm just saying, for me, it's so easy for me to just go, I would have done things this way. And it's like, well, yeah, everyone can say that. Anyone can just look at a story and be like, oh yeah, I think I would have been better if it done it this way. And it would have led to a different way that they would have structured the story. But clearly their intention was this particular thing. They wanted you to know all these particular things before they then started breaking it down afterwards. They wanted to introduce Arthur and the whole reality thing in Chapter 1 because they wanted that to be a core part of the gameplay that you're alternating between the two. You know what I mean? They had a set scheme and we can criticize it for what it is.
If I learn anything more
but it is still just very easy to go, oh, well, I would have preferred it this way. I think it would have been better that way, because that's just the nature of how it is.
Thank you.
It wasn't me criticizing any criticism or anything, or trying to shut down reviews. It was literally me just saying that, you know? It really isn't that deep.
I'm an adventurer. There's only one place for me to go. The place where all adventurers dream of.
I mean, Moshina's still like, I'm gonna go off to Odysseia. The world's dying, everyone's cursed,
Odysseia?
shit's gone up
Are you
like
sure
the creek
that
so
such a
badly,
place
but I'm gonna
even
go to
exists?
Odysseia.
All of what I just mentioned, including Heaven's Messenger, is a little more than hearsay. Stories to scare young children.
Of course it exists. Dream a little, Rook.
Yeah, come on, Rook, you were just saying how you don't know why you bother living
sorry.
anymore, like a minute ago. Enough of that shit.
Oh, please, I don't mind. So, do you have any clue how to reach Odysseia?
Well,
Additionally, extensive travel requires adequate funds. Are you well prepared? Apologies. Judging by your reaction, the answer would seem to be no. Oh, come to think of it, I recall the king had announced that he was recruiting new guards. Why don't you try gaining some money that way, hmm?
Really? Yes, I'd love to.
In that case, let me show you how to reach the palace. Follow this
It's a straight
corner,
line,
then
because
make
this
a
whole
left
game's map
down
is
this
kind of a
path.
corridor. What?
Here,
Nothing.
Here is a map.
Wow, thank you. See you around.
Good luck out there, young traveler.
Bless you, Rook. Good luck to you too.
What a spry thing. If the next generation has
Man,
as
did you guys
much
want to know when
spirit
the
as
last time
her,
I touched my
then
controller
perhaps
was?
there's
I'll give you a
hope yet
clue.
for the
It was a
future
while
of
ago.
our world. However, it might be too late.
Oh shit, look. Oh shit, it's not voice acted. I have to read it. I have to pick up my controller for a second. Made it! So this is the palace, huh? It's humongous from the outside. Heartis, a sprawling kingdom with one of the biggest armies in the world. This place certainly lives up to its sizable reputation. Can't forget, though, that the king is infamous for being a power-hungry conqueror. I just keep on my toes while I'm here. I wonder if I'd ever visited the place before. The palace before I lost my memories. What if this isn't my first time here? Oh well, what's important for now is that I gain an audience with the king. How odd. For a palace this huge, I thought I'd see a lot more people by now. One soldier, even. The silence is disarming. Maybe if I scream, someone will notice me. Hello? Echo, hello? I'm here to enlist as a guard. I'm here to enlist as a guard. Not a peep. Guess the space really is empty. Well, maybe not. The front gate was open. The king's probably sitting in the throne room. I should try searching more thoroughly. You killed my wife. Off with your head. Huh? Where did that voice come from? Please!
What's this? What's this? What's going on here? What's going on here?
Sorry, Sheena. Yeah, that's where our home base is. Yeah, can't go to the other floor yet.
What's this? Ha! Yeah! Hit! Ha! Yeah!
I remember on my blind playthrough, I like ran around like this whole floor. And I was like, just to look for treasures and shit.
I wonder what that was all about. Ah! Oh, he scared me. I thought no one was inside, so I went on ahead and pushed the door open. My name is Sheena. I'm an adventurer. Forgive me for barging in. I tried calling out earlier, but it seemed like no one else was around. Oh, I'm here to enlist as a guard. I heard you were recruiting. What am I even saying? I'm letting my panic get the best of me. Keep it together! Something is wrong.
Yeah, no shit.
What do I do? I wonder why he isn't responding. His eyes are vacant and placid. No matter how much I move or speak, he doesn't budge. I wonder if that Intoma Scourge thing has something to do with this. My goodness, though. I can tell why the king would enjoy living here. I've never seen anywhere so lush and extravagant. The woman in this portrait is stunning. She's so regal, like a queen or a princess of some kind. But why does the painting look like it's been hacked apart by a sword? I couldn't fathom why anyone would dare to desecrate a royal portrait. Wait, have I met her somewhere before? No way. That can't be. How the heck would someone like me meet the royal family when it... Ah! Oh no, what did I do? The guard just started glaring back at me. I should get out of here. I'm sorry. I'll just come back later. I should head back to the palace entrance. What's going on here? This whole castle seems a bit off. Oh, I know. Why don't I ask the king?
I just have to find a way to speak with the king. As the thought crossed my mind, I decided to head back to the throne room. So she's been in, she's been out, she's going back in.
Excuse me. Sorry about earlier, but there's something urgent that I need to ask the king. I hope I'm not being too rude, but would you let me through to speak with him? He isn't responding again. Maybe that means I can proceed? I see someone standing over there. Is that the king? He might not be able to hear me from here, so I'll have to get closer.
Hey, you there! Run!
Huh? Huh? I thought I heard a voice just now. Am I imagining things? Excuse me, Your Highness, I want to...
Sheena, you're a little naive. Everything here is super weird.
Distance adventure.
I would be, like, nowhere near here.
What a relief. Seems I can talk to him.
Have you come to defile my wife as well?
Huh? Wait, you've got me all wrong. I never do anything to hurt the queen.
Those hideous legs on your body are proof of your insolence. A stain reserved for sinners, as the rest of us await salvation from the Ark!
Is that thing fidgeting again? It was hiding under my skirt a second ago, but now it's...
Hi, Mr. King. How are you today? Did you defile my wife? What? I just got here. Basically how this conversation went down.
Your Highness, please hear me out. The Queen and I have never even met and...
Bow before the Lord's graces! Touch your head to the ground and repent with your blood! The purging light only desecrated our world because of sinners like you.
Literally the Family Guy. I mean, yeah.
What is he
Well,
talking
who starts a
about?
conversation like that? I just sat
But is it
down.
just the
Yeah.
cards that are acting strangely? The king's going cuckoo too.
The world is cursed and falling into ruin. Soon all will be reduced to ash. The devout will be saved, and the sinners punished! I hereby charge you with the murder of my wife, the Queen! Off with her head!
What the? No! Help! You're hurting me! The guard! He's got weird legs coming out of him, just like me!
God has forsaken you! Death to all sinners!
No!
God has forsaken you! Death to all sinners! Welcome to your demise, adventurer.
What was all that about? Maybe coming here was a bad idea. I need to hurry out of the palace.
There is no God. There is no God! Welcome to your demise, adventurer.
Hey, you've literally got that auto-tune voice on you, King. Are you sure I'm the one that's a bit corrupted? Yeah, I hear you, man.
Wait!
I'm scared. What's happening? The guards. We're all corrupted. If the legs tethered to my body are a sign that I'm infected by this so-called curse, does that mean I'll lose my mind too? No, I can't.
Listen to me, Sheena. The Lord is watching over you. Follow the righteous path, and you will be showered by his blessing.
Mom, there is no God. There is no God. Ouch! My thighs, they're being constricted.
End of the world. It hurts. Ow, my legs. They're on fire. Ow. It feels like my insides are gonna burst. Ah!
I think I was even the weirdest foreshadowing the dog too. Yeah, no kidding.
There she is! The intruder! Capture her!
She's the culprit. Don't let her escape.
Guards! Seize her!
No! No! Someone, anyone, please! Help me!
Hey! You there!
What?
Wait. Are you? No way. How'd you get here?
Whose voice is this? Where is it coming from? Feels like I'm hearing it.
Oh, I love this
inside my
confusion. We
head.
were just talking about God and whatnot, suddenly Sheena hears a voice in her head, so we'll just see reasonably deduce out of this.
Could it be? Please, save me! I'm being chased! Huh? God? Excuse me? Where'd you go? Answer me! Oh, that's cruel. You've turned your back on me. I have to get out of here! What's happening?
Now that monsters and Miss Damned and Toma have all but doomed this place, there is little for anyone to do other than watch the gradual and tragic demise of our world.
The tragic demise of our world. My stomach is killing me. What the heck's going on? Stop it.
Hey, Tina, you doing alright? I think some of your stomach pains is that your clothing's actually clipping through the rest of your body. Look at those arm sleeves.
Nothing I do will make the pain subside. Why is this happening to me?
Cosmology? Yeah, I get it. Error occurred. Please reboot World's Odyssey server.
What? What's going on? I'm terrified. Someone, please help me.
To be fair, yeah, if you're in Sheena's shoes, can you consider what her first hour or so has been since waking up? Terrified wouldn't even remotely be close to, like, the right word. Well, firstly, that came out of fucking nowhere, and secondly, just because Marvel overdid it doesn't mean it in its concept is bad.
We're connected. Hey, can you hear me?
There are a lot of multi-universe-based storylines that are genuinely really well done and fascinating to me.
Yes.
Are you crying?
I said, can you blame me? No, she says stubbornly.
This place is swarming with guards. You need to sprint out of there as fast as you can. Listen to my directions very carefully.
Okay.
Turn around and head down the hallway on your right.
What? I just escaped from that hallway. And you want me to go back?
Just shut up and move!
Okay. Thank you, God.
What did you call me? Were you able to make it out?
Yes.
To be fair, there's also a very, very, very limited number of straight-up concepts and concept themes that I'm opposed to. Most of them, anytime it's one that I don't like, I know it's just because I've had bad experience with it, not because the theme or the concept is bad, you know? I can take that step back and be like, no, multiverse in on its own is very interesting and has been done very well in a lot of times. It's just that there are some real bad examples out there that unfortunately kind of stick out.
Hey, you okay? Watch your step.
Like, I can't wait for the Invincible show to get to the multiverse shit, because the way they handle it in the comic books was fascinating. Spider-Man has always been involved with multiverse stuff, and literally Spider-Man Into the Multiverse and I forget what the second one's called. Both of them were really enjoyable films. I had a great time with them. I mean, heck, Star Rail is literally a split universe from Impact Third, technically.
Must be by design.
And I love that game story, and how it contrasts off of the connecting points of Impact Third, whilst also being its own thing, because it's a separate dimension. Or separate universe.
You're not making any sense. By design?
Huh?
Anyway, keep going. Enter that room. There's a column with a hidden switch. Go ahead and press it.
Yeah, but it's not 33%. To you, it's 33%.
This is still an alpha build, so I can open up a way to pass through the column. Use this shortcut to escape the palace.
Alpha build? Shortcut. I have no idea what he's going on about, but I should listen to him. Whoa!
Yeah, but then putting the comment directly, if something nails 33% of something that's generally understood as a failure, that's trying to put it as a factual sense. So of course I'm going to pick up on that and challenge it, because it isn't. I know some sort of experience is always a thing, but I can't stress enough, that comes across as another one of those, you've developed a negative opinion towards it, And so any other situation you've immediately deemed off as that. Which isn't a new situation between us.
The communication's lagging out. You're starting to buffer. I can't see anything on my end. Were you able to make it through?
And then Tina goes.
Yes. Safe and sound.
Good. Go ahead and continue down the path. There are some enemies up ahead, so don't stop for any reason, okay?
Okay.
What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. Just bewildered that God really does exist.
But then, one man, what you should have done,
about?
without meaning to have to.
Whatever.
I know I'm going to
Keep
sound like I'm
going.
patronizing you here, and I apologize in advance. You could have just said, in my experience, it's only really worked out about 33% of the time. Not, if something only nails it 33% of the time, then it's understood as a failure. That's presenting it as it's a fact, which it isn't, when ultimately it's your opinion from your experience that you've only had it work out about a third of the time. Which is why I then picked up and challenged it, because it read as a fact, which obviously it isn't.
Okay.
Sheena, I have a question for you, but don't stop walking. I'm gonna ask you directly. Are you... Sheena...
Huh? Oh, yes. I'm... Sheena, the adventurer.
I know that. I'm asking about your real identity. You know, the girl behind the curtain.
Identity? The only girl here is me. God, you sure are strange.
I love this whole dynamic
You're giving me a headache.
where Sheena...
If your last name isn't... Are you a
Yeah,
hacker?
where it's like Sheena genuinely just thinks like Arata is God, and like God is just asking weird questions, whilst Arata's trying to figure out if Sheena's actually alive or if it's some hacker using her model.
Besides, how the hell are the World's Odyssey servers up and running? I thought they were shut down.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea. Are you serious?
I've lost my memory. An entire year's worth of experiences. Gone.
Gone? Really?
Yes. There's very little about myself that I remember, so I don't have all of the answers. Oh, but there is one thing that I remember. I have a vision of myself, aiming to reach the mystical capital in the sky, Odyssia.
Actually, that memory has been fabricated. Nothing more than a programmed objective.
A programmed objective?
Sheena, what's your favorite food?
Huh? Well, of course it's...
Steamed melon pod.
What? How did you know that?
So it was to assume that people rate on views first and objectivity secondary.
I knew because of something that happened in my world where you actually exist. Your username, Sheena. Hey, you're Sheena, right?
Oh, well, something that you could, if you listen very carefully, you can kind of hear it. Arata does actually, like, the voice actor does say Nina Mia. He doesn't just go silent. It's just they so severely distorted that you can't make it out. But they do actually say her last name if you listen very carefully. But what's actually kind of like a weird detail, and I'm surprised they even bothered to do it, is that they redo the distortion every single time he says Nina Mia. Which is why it sounds different every time. It's like, what? I'm surprised they didn't just, like... They could have just saved the hassle and just, like, kept the same voice clip and just said the same distortion, because no one would notice. But no, they re-distort it every single time it's said.
You've been for this entire year. Everyone's been looking all over for you.
Wait, what? Excuse me. You're cutting out. What did you say after Sheena?
Sheena?
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very difficult, but if you listen carefully, you can make it out. It's just so severely corrupted and edited after the fact that it's near impossible to actually hear it. But once you know what her last name is, Nina Mia, you can kind of hear it.
You're breaking up still. I can't hear you.
Which is just like a nice
Sorry.
detail, because a lot of games wouldn't even bother doing that. Or a lot of story stuff. It's going on due to the fact that I don't buy the singular world in its own dimension. Fair enough.
Are none of my messages going through? Even in the backlog? Wait, is there a chance that the game is cutting me off on purpose? How is that possible? Then how about my name? It's...
Same thing. That if you listen carefully, it went "ara." Like you could hear the "arata" in it. They actually do have him say it. They just then fuck around with it in post.
No, it's not coming through.
My name doesn't work either? Who's behind this? There's so much I want to ask you. What happened to you a year ago? Where are you right now?
Huh? I think you've got me mistaken for someone else. I'm an adventurer. I promised my mother that I'd reach Odysseia.
Fictions of mediums convey multiple worlds.
I told you, that's just your programming. Besides, your mother passed away when you were a young girl, didn't she?
Ooh! like she immediately just...
What? Huh? She passed away when I was a young girl? You're lying! I promised my... Huh? What's going on? I hear a ringing from the back of my head. That can't be.
Do you remember now? It's true. You're...
Stop it! That's ridiculous! I just spoke with my mother recently! We had a conversation when I left my home. It's clear as day! How cruel can you be by telling me that my own mother is dead? You're no god! You're an imposter!
What? An imposter? Don't shoot the messenger!
You're taking advantage of my amnesia by lying to me! Just what are you playing at? Well, tough luck for you! I was a fool for thinking I could confide in God. What? Are you crying?
No. It's true.
I like how her snapping at him is enough for Arisa to go, shit, it really is her. Like, does this happen a lot? Miss Potential.
That's not me. You've got me all wrong.
There she is, the intruder in the East Wing.
If she's killed by those guards, then it might cut off our line of communication. Okay, whether or not you trust me is beside the point right now. If you want to live, then listen to me. Get the hell out of there!
I hate how bossy you are.
No, I can't. I have to keep you on your toes. I don't always go for the Among Us joke.
Damn it! No way! Where the hell did he come from?
Decapitation, incision, immolation, and mutilation! I can do it all!
Is he bugged too?
Commence the execution! Come here, little
Yeah.
I will crush your lungs, fracture the bones in that fleshy body of yours in the palm of my hand!
Don't worry, Sheena. I'm right here with you. I can rewrite the code in real time to boost your fighting abilities.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Alright,
Well,
let's go.
Executioner here. Yeah, pick up bugs and you can get corruptions. But be careful because this is Death End 1, so like 90% of the bugs are like really brutal to you. It's only in Death End 2 that they start kind of making it that there's more like of a balance between good and bad. But the bugs in this game, I think like...
Scanning.
Yeah, that one does 4% of your damage. Hey, you get some SP back though. And then I think this one is... Yeah, hey, 7% damage. Like, all of them fucking hurt you a little bit. Whilst Death End 2, far less of them hurt you.
Identifying enemies' weak points. Alright.
32% chance. Can I get 2 of these guys? Yes.
Hey! Say! This feeling!
Hey, we learned a new skill.
Top! Deleted.
The thing with Dirk 2 is that the ones that hurt you more. But there's far less of them. They encourage you to go into them a lot more often. Because there's far fewer of them that outright hurt you, especially in the early half of the game.
it to me! All right. All right.
I do think Dirk 2 is easier than Dirk 1, but I wouldn't say it's unbalanced. Yeah, the invincibility bugs, however, that I agree. The invincibility bugs, what the fuck were they thinking? You pick up an invincibility bug, and then you just go free running through all of, like, the ones that are supposed to, like, do, like, 80% of your health. Because, like, who's gonna stop you? You're invincible. But that one I get. That one's like, what the fuck were they thinking when they let that slide?
Got him! Deleted.
Die!
And the crazy thing is that that's easy to fix while still making it work. You just make it so it's invincible to enemy damage once you pick it up for like a turn or something. But so then if you still go for the field bugs, it just still doesn't go crazy.
Who should I aim for? Who should I aim for?
Rapuka, who's your voice actress? Because I've heard you in other stuff since this game and I can't place it.
Who should I aim for?
I think you're a character in Genshin. You're not Aaron. Hang on, I have to look. You're not Aaron Yvette's, are you? Hang on. Behind the voice actors, Defen 1, hang on. Are you Aaron? Yeah, Kira Buckland is Lily Hopes. Lucille's voiced by Brianna? She's voiced by Hu Tao? Oh my god. I didn't... Oh god, there's a... Oh hey, you know Jade in Star Rail? That's Faye Mata, who's also the voice of Celica. Sarah Williams is Lydia, that I knew, because that's Morgana. Oh, it doesn't have the English voice for Rapuka listed, only a Japanese voice. Alright, IMDb it is. Hang on, I gotta get to the bottom of this. Sorry, I know we've been distracted immediately. I need to get to the bottom of this. Who is the voice actress? Oh, it's Christina Valenzuela. Isn't that Corand? Okay, it's not Aaron. I think it's Corand. That's why I recognized it. There was a few voices in there that I saw and I was like, hang on a minute, I know you.
Let's go. All right. All right. Bounce back. Ha. This feeling. Hope this helps. Out of here. Blast off.
The fact that Nova is voiced by Allegra Clark made me laugh. That is Acheron in Star Rail and fucking Captain Beidou in Genshin. Why? No matter what I throw at it, it just gets back up. Yeah. I figured it out, Sheena. The reason you're so out of sorts is because something is causing your character's code to go haywire. It might be those spider legs. Haywire? Oh god, excuse me. Sorry. Oh, I don't know where that came from. Haywire? The curse. Those legs are a sign that you're bugged. A piece of corrupted data is altering your configuration. I'm trying to remove them. What do you think? Why are you asking me for my opinion? My head is killing me. Everything's spinning. But bugs? You don't remember? You and I used to debug this game together. Debug? What? How do you know me? Ow, no, it hurts, You ever just be in so much pain you like headbutt the ground so like hard you hear it? Sheena, what the hell's going on? She's freaking out. Like it's audible. Like I gotta do something. Go, Sheena will. Ow, it hurts, Mom. Don't get out, no! Sheena! She just threw that fucking thing up. Bug! What? Oh, wait, she's talking.
What is that thing?
It looks like an insect. It's bouncing in the air, almost like it's buzzing. Sheena, run for it! It's trying to eat you!
No! Stop! Stay still!
Oh, I completely forgot about this aspect of the Buggies in Dirk 1. Where if you lose control, the fuckers try to kill you.
Is this for real? How is she able to withstand being corrupted by that bug?
Like, this is before Death End 2. It's like, no, they should be cute and mascotable. We need to be able to make them sellable as plushies. We can't make them try to kill you.
Hurts.
Just hold on for now. I'm gonna rewrite some of
I
your
say
code.
that, but did they ever actually officially release any Death End plushies of the Buggies? I can't remember. I imagine they would have, but at the same time, fucking, I really don't recall it.
You're doing great, Sheena. Try accessing your attack commands now.
Attack commands? Could you stop speaking gibberish?
Your commands are,
Yeah. There are times when the heads of our prisoners go missing after being decapitated. Care to guess why? It's because we stuff them and put them on display. But yours? I'm going to boil it with salt and spread it on a cracker to feast upon!
anything, just do something.
Oh, they didn't feel like voicing that one, huh? At a surprise, I touched him and the gas blasted off. Okay, you're ready to go. Wow, what kind of magic is this? It's not magic, it's a cheat. Too easy. I guess being able to manipulate the world with the tip of my fingers has its perks. What do you think? Are you impressed? Who are you? Are you a god after all? I'm no god. I'm a programmer. I was doing my best like, I'm a programmer. I can sense power surging inside me.
Weakling.
Fuck it, that's not who I want to play as. I can't talk about the party yet. Ow.
My turn.
Oh, I can't organize my skills yet. Oh no.
All right. Use this. Powering up. I've got your back. Powering up.
Did I get it? Oh, damn it.
I'll tear you apart.
Okay, and that's the buggy skill kicking in.
Who should I aim for? Who should I aim for? Boring.
Let's go.
I don't have every single skill, but when we're done, I will load up my main file to show off like the major stuff that you can have. %. Let's try it again.
Activating. I can win this. Come on, let's go.
Fuck.
Who should I aim for? Yeah. Be gone, you beast!
One more time.
Oh, my favorite thing in both Death End games is when you get an enemy trapped in between like all of you, and you just have it bounce between all of you, and it's like a pinball.
Let's keep at it.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah. Program. Hey, you alright? I missed your name. Who are you? Oh, right. Well, we can sort out our names later. Let's catch you up on the speed and the situation. You and I made this world together. We are the creators. Creators? Yup. Everything you see here stems from your vision. Then, our teams and myself expanded all of it. That's how the world's Odyssey came to be. World's Odyssey? What's going on? What is it doing? It's eating me! Stop! You can't eat him! Please stop. I'm gonna have to do more grunt sounds in this game than I've probably ever done in my life. I ran to stop it, but that thing flung me away. It began to devour the guard's body. Oh no, 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 don't stop! Please, help me. I think I'm going to have to do more sounds in general in this than I've had to do for a while. Ow. Sheena, get out of there. A monster's heading straight for you. That thing can't be real. It's huge. There's no time to cry. Behind you. Ah. Sheena! Damn it, she couldn't get away in time. Ow! It hurts. I can't get away. Go. Sheena? Colors. I wish they had like an actual full animation of the transformation, or like when you first happens. Like a cutscene version. The fact that it's just red, green, blue, and now it's glitch Sheena. Like, come on. What's happening? Sheena's appearance is changing. Her expression too. Something's altering her character model. The bugs, they're swarming together. The HP and SP bars are both pushing the max. This is my destiny. I must save the world.
Can't let my guard down now. My turn.
Like, this should have played, or like something like this or something. Oh right, this is also Death End 1. Hey, don't let that percentage hit 100. Whatever you fucking do not let it hit 100. Let it stay at 80. Anywhere between 80 and anywhere between 80 and 99 is good. Don't let it hit 100. For the love of God, you don't want it to hit 100. Oh yeah, right, because tutorial, you're invincible for this. Using your ultimate will also burn up the glitch form, so be wary of that.
Don't move.
That's lovely.
I gotta... Blast off! Woo! We won!
And in some situations, aka pain area, it sometimes might be in your best interest to try and keep your glitch percentage at around 90, because you usually lose a chunk every turn, but don't use your ult, so you can rely on the stat busts that you get on it instead. In fact, that's like the winning strategy in the pain area for Defend 2. The winning strategy is just don't use your ult, just stay in glitch mode all the fucking time. You stay in glitch mode all the time. There's a debuff skill that I think Rotti learns, and a buff skill that Liliana learns, and you use all the buffs and debuffs, and then you can make it so you can effectively one-turn every enemy through glitch boost as well. Including the out only you fight at the end. What did I... Oh. What's the matter? I feel powerless all of a sudden. Does she not remember what happened? I wonder if the bug had something to do with it. I didn't know fighting like that was possible. Great job, Sheena. You handled that monster like it was nothing. I did? What should I do? I feel so horrible for letting that happen to him. Him? Oh, you mean the mutated executioner? Don't mind him. There was nothing either of us could do. But... It wasn't a conscious decision on your part. That bug is a parasite, and it's using your body as a host to carry out its own will. True, but... Anything. It was an act of mercy before its fate took a potential turn for the worse. I couldn't lose any sleep over it. A bug that devours other bugs, huh? Just like a real animal. Ah, good. What am I to do from now on? I just don't know what's going on anymore. Let's just focus on getting you out of here. You aren't out of the lion's den yet. Okay. There, now the game can really begin. These are all the DLC stuff, so we're not going to bother with them. That Paradise's Patreon is way too fucking good, so we're not using it. Sorry, I'm going to do this a lot. I like having my skills organized. Actually, no. Oh, fuck, I'm going to have to redo it again. Hang on. I have Super Bloom at the top. Or your glitch attack. That's Resurrection, so I'll put that there. I have also my healing first. Then I have my attacks. Then I have my buffs, so Sharp and Bloom. Nice. No, that's registered. Oh, I forgot about the whole moon, sun, star thing. Right, the rock, paper, scissors, right. I like how she technically gets a stat boost at 80% as well, but there isn't a glitch form because it's Rapuka. Because Rapuka is, like, if Code Z's anything to go by, that is the glitch form. I can't wait for Code Z. If it isn't obvious how often I'm bringing it up, I really can't wait for that game. I think it's going to be so good. If I made it out this far, I'm safe, right? Hello? Oh, say something. Why are you silent all of a sudden? Say... I don't hear your voice. Just... Who am I? I feel ready to crumble. You don't know who you are? Huh? You're that bug from earlier, aren't you? Can you speak? I hate being left in the dark. I want to know everything. I mean, it's me. Why wouldn't I? But I don't know. I'm completely lost. I have no idea what to do with myself. This guy comes out of nowhere and totally shakes apart everything I thought I knew. I mean, those memories of leaving home are so real. I can practically taste them on my tongue. But I didn't sense any hint of deceit in his voice, so I want to believe him. It's all too much for me right now. Hey, new X-Fight dailies are up. Hey. There are so many things I need to ask you. What happened 1 year ago? Where are you at this very moment? Where was I? How am I supposed to know? I'm here. Answer me. You scared? Yeah, I'm terrified. What if I'm not who I think I am? What did he mean by my programming? Are my memories nothing but lies? Am I really alive? Do I even exist in this world? Of course you exist, Sheena, Nina, Mia. Alright, seems like you heard me clearly this time. Sorry if I kept you waiting. I managed to whitelist our names in the game's text bank. Can you hear me down there? I'm Arata. Arata Mizunashi. Oh. Oh. Nina Mia? That's my name? Yes, that's your real name. Mizunashi. I... Can't believe I finally found you. I wish you knew how worried sick we've all been. You're safe in there, right? I was so scared. I missed you so much. Yeah, me too. Mizunashi. Where am I?
Wake up. Wake up.
Huh?
Crap.
Oh, yeah, right. Now we can introduce the other style.
I fell asleep. What time is it? 3 a.m. Not even morning yet, huh? Oh. It's been a while since I've fallen asleep in the middle of work. Come to think of it, I'm starving. What do I have around here to eat?
Whoops. My name is Arata Mizunashi. I'm 27 years old. I'm a programmer. I'm not at home, I'm at work. Ebbs and flows, each second passes is just another line of code typed. When did I wake? When did I sleep? When did I start working? Where did I come from? Where did I go? When did I stop? And when did I last eat? I don't even take the time to ask myself any of these questions, except you just did. Each day bleeds into the next, and no one bats an eyelash. But it's all okay. I'll just keep on going.
Yeah, a steamed melon pond. Guess I forgot to eat the lunch I bought. Delicious.
Again? You were obsessed with that bread.
Huh?
Hey, beautiful.
The melon pond? You practically eat them for every meal. Don't you get tired of the same thing?
This is where I work, Enigma Games. A small game development company where we work on software on behalf of game publishers. Much of what we do is kept under wraps by non-disclosure agreements. My co-workers here, who show little care for NDAs, is Sumika Tokiwa, and is also, like, best girl. She works on a project separate from my team, but she is undoubtedly one of Enigma's top programmers.
And my dietary habits are none of your business. I enjoy the taste, but that doesn't mean it's my favorite thing to eat. I guess I just don't have a craving for anything else.
Sheena. Nah, you can have Sheena.
Forget that, Tokiwa.
I've always been on Team Tokiwa.
Would you be hanging out with me?
Don't worry. I just finished working on a huge block of code, so I wanted to pick on you during my break. Here you go.
Oh, I love how honest she is. So I decided I'm here to bully you. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, take it easy. You shouldn't throw things without warning me. Oh, it's coffee. Thanks.
No problem. Huh. Looks like someone had a productive evening.
What? What makes you say that?
Your code. I can see the progress you've made on your monitor. 300 lines in one day is something to be proud of.
Hey, don't you have another project to work on or something? You can't just peek at what I'm working on over here.
Oh, loosen up. Who cares? We're both employees for the same company. As far as I'm concerned, my work can be an open book to you.
Yeah. That's why they separate us into cubicles, right? What's the real reason you're over here anyway?
I already told you. I just wanted to pick on you. Seems like our most recent spat left a good impression on you. I know you've got the skill to pull it together. But ever since she went missing, you've seemed totally disinterested in this project.
Let's drop it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to reopen old wounds. I just hoped you could understand.
It's a personal problem. I just don't want to talk about it. It's not your fault, so don't worry.
That's not what I meant.
I think the only thing that's like, and I hope they can read the room of how people responded and address this in the third game. Arata's into Sheena. Sheena's kind of into Arata. But Sumiya Tokiwa is super into Arata. And I'm like, no, we don't need Sheena and Arata to be together. Let Arata and Sumika get their, like, do their thing. Let them be the couple that make it in the end. Let Sheena be with Lily. Since there's clearly something going on.
You don't seem to get it, so I'll tell you as many times as you need to hear it. This isn't your fault. You shouldn't have to shoulder that burden on your own.
Right.
Hey, I just realized that bread you like so much, I mean, Sheena used to buy those from the shop downstairs, didn't she?
Super into himself. Yeah, for now, there's still a spin-off and a third entry to change shit. She can embrace her true self. She can learn different and go a different path in her life. She can develop in a different direction, goddammit.
She did. She loved them so much. She used to buy them by the dozen for the office.
Let me guess. Before you knew it, you were hooked. Sounds like some Pavlovian training.
Huh?
What's the matter?
Pavlovian training, huh? I barely noticed.
I think everyone's entitled to slip into bad habits now and then.
Yeah, the only Yuri pair we have at home is Mai and Roddy because they're canon. And it's like, it's just everyone else is just me going, please, for the love of God.
We just passed a year since Sheena went missing, haven't we?
Yeah. Which marks a year since the World's Odyssey project ended, too.
World's Odyssey, sometimes abbreviated as WOD for short. Enigma staked the company's fate into developing a VR MMO program, which is sort of short for virtual reality, a massive multiplayer online game for like all 10 of you that don't know. Much of its larger development infrastructure was put in place by a well-known corporation, Aggle Inc. Right, fucking Aggle. A few years ago, the game engine that made release headlines. It was an immersive cloud-based system known as the Alice engine. Yeah. Sheena Ninomiya, a fresh-faced director full of imagination and enthusiasm, helmed the project with her and the Alice engine confirmed. I hopped on the project, the game's primary program. We set out to make something never made before, a fully realized fantasy world. However, in the middle of development, the Alice engine began producing a series of bugs that were proving impossible to fix. To make matters worse, Sheena Ninomiya, our fittest director, had suddenly vanished. We had no choice but to halt development of WOD. We made it to the alpha stage of the build, but the assets were immediately frozen and Aggle froze their funding too. We heard it all. We knew that it couldn't be done. It was too much of a burden for some young girl to do by herself. I couldn't help but seethe with anger, hearing everyone shift the blame onto her and whisper behind her back.
When things go south, it's easy to push the blame onto a newer employee, but you're beating yourself up too much for how you handled having her on your team. From my point of view, at least, you weren't that strict. I don't think she took the pressure badly either. Don't be so hard on yourself.
What the hell? Cut me open, why don't you?
It's practically written on your face. You're all, everything's my fault, or, I'm so sorry, Sheena.
Leave me alone.
Hey, would you mind doing that face again?
Tokiwa puffed her cheeks playfully as she pointed her fingers towards my face.
What do you mean?
Come on, just one more time. I'll stop bothering you if you make that face again.
Samika. I love this woman.
You make no sense. Just leave me be. If you won't, then I'll just go home.
Kaboom!
Speaking of characters that people also love very dearly, and I still heavily suspect will be the protagonist of the third game, hey Lydia. And from out of the blue, something was thrown onto my desk.
Whoa! How about a warning first? Kind of pervy, don't you think?
Arta, I have the sample you asked for. I followed all your design specs, right? For a heroine-themed booby mouse pad.
Oh my god. I forgot about the boob pad. You know, the wrist resters, that's just boobs. No, I forgot about them.
Not right now.
Wow. Did you ask the marketing team to work on samples for this? What a turnoff. Well, I guess considering our target audience, it shouldn't surprise me at all.
I think I followed your suggestions to the T, Arata. What do you think? Does it resemble she enough?
This feisty woman is Lydia Nolan. She's Enigma's chief character designer. Her Japanese is so good that it's almost hard to believe that she's a foreigner. Let him have this, yeah. She is a master of art conversation to the point that I can't keep up how quickly she goes through internet catchphrases. Yeah, it's almost like because she's not human, except we're not supposed to know that yet. She's a ball of passion that pours her soul into her work and her hobbies. It certainly shows.
Would you quit it?
You asked for this, Arta? Don't tell me that you used Sheena as a model for the heroine.
About that.
Jeez. And you even went ahead and got the right proportions for her bust.
To be fair to Samika, this girl's been missing for a year. No one's seen her. She could be dead. And he's just like, hey, look, I've just made a model that also gets, like, her boob size right. That's creepy as shit. Like, I'm not surprised Samika's like, what the fuck?
It's a little too flat-chested, isn't it? Nothing that can't be fixed. Just need to add some padding over here.
Okay, good night.
I know it's 99% Lydia just fucking with him, but still. That does come off a bit like, what the fuck?
Huh?
Ugh, today was tougher than usual. Because I got this melon pun. A message, let's see. Spam, more spam. Yep, more spam here. This is... Wait, does the sender line say World Odyssey MGMT? The subject just says, you've got an unread message. I should have turned the preview field on. I can't see what the reason inside, but it looks like there's an attachment here. What the hell? Might be a virus, I shouldn't open it, but... pretending to have worked on World's Odyssey just to send an email to someone who actually worked on the game is so stupid. Wait a second. So I put my mouse go over the sender line. The email address being displayed was... Sheena.wad.com. Is this from Sheena? Seriously? It was a test email for Sheena Ninomiya, the girl that had presumed missing for over a year. I didn't care that it could have been a spam email, some kind of prank. For a second thought, I clicked it open. Also, it's worth mentioning, look at the shit on his desk in the back. Some of it are actually some of the bosses we're going to be fighting later in the game, showing that he was involved in the modeling. Why am I getting an email from her address? In the same thing in his office, some of the concept art in the back are areas we're going to go to, and some of them are monster designs we're going to fight. It's just a nice detail. Don't really know why the guy... Look at his bed. I don't really know why the guy has a lamp directly facing it where his face is going to be. Like, what the fuck? I imagine that's supposed to be like a bed lamp so he can, like, read his book, but the fact that it's, like, so directly on his face... Huh? Just as I saw, there was an attachment. I couldn't figure out what the extension. It was obvious there was a file that had been compressed. I tried my best to extract the compressed file with a few basic expansion tools, but for whatever reason I couldn't open them. If I click on it, it won't open. It's a strange .zip file or something. Never seen an email like this before. Try as I might, I couldn't open the attachment. My brain was being pulled in all directions. First the sender line, now this attachment. My frustration made my cheeks beat red, but there was nothing that I could do to open it. What proxy server could have this come from? All the servers should be down. I was at a loss. My next course of action was to access the World Odyssey servers, knowing full well that they were probably deactivated. What? You gotta be kidding me. Also, for those who are watching this and going, man, Rob really has not, like, touched a controller once in ages. Don't worry, the whole game's not like this. It's just very, like, top-heavy with story. We're gonna have a good chunk of just being able to actually play the game soon, don't worry. It's just this early part of the game is super fucking top-heavy. We've had about 5 minutes of gameplay and we've been streaming for over 2 hours. After we unplugged the server, the cache should have been emptied and deleted. How the hell is this happening? World's Odyssey. Hey, what's going on? The screen's becoming erratic. It's buggy as all hell. This is bad. It's nowhere near as messy when I last touched it. How could any bugs be able to penetrate a firewall if this device is shut down entirely? What if I open up the control panel? Oh, this is no good. These lines of code are totally jumbled. An entire year had passed since the incident. The disappearance of Sheena, Nina, Mia. Of course, we had reported her disappearance to the authorities immediately, but never had I been satisfied with how they chose to close the case. We were close teammates who had worked within arm's length for 2 years. We struck a fine friendship, and I'm sure that she'd agree. Sheena was wise beyond her years, but there were moments where her mind would drift off. The company had asked me to take Sheena under my wing so that not only would she be cultivating an understanding of our company, but she would also become an experienced professional, one that our company had plans on grooming to the highest echelon. With stresses from the job get better of her, I noticed her slipped into the bathroom where I knew she'd cry by herself in the stall. However, it was always done discreetly, never getting in the way of her giving 100%. Her unbridled enthusiasm always surpassed her team's expectations, but what made her truly special was the sincerity in her work. I knew because I spent nearly every day with her. Sheena would never, ever walk away from her job without any explanation. This game was her life, her legacy. It's hard to imagine anyone walking away from it without any care or remorse. There has to be something fishy behind her sudden disappearance. Nothing else makes sense. The police didn't share my conclusion, and they were more invested in the belief that she willingly ran off instead of something more nefarious. As Sumika mentioned, I've been feeling hollow ever since. All I wanted was an answer, something that makes sense of the tragedy. I even thought that I could hire a private investigator, but both of her parents had passed away, and she had no surviving relatives. For anyone else, she would have been enough reason to leave it be, but neither Sumika nor myself were willing to do so. Even as the two of us set about cleaning out our vacated office. We will find Sheena. Wait a minute. It says there's one active player moving in the server. That's impossible. Maybe if I just check the player log, I can see a screen name or something. Account name, Sheena. Status, active. Last online 3 minutes ago. Sheena? Are you in there?
Oh, I must have collapsed from fatigue after trying to escape the palace. Sorry, Mizunashi, I fell asleep. Huh? Mizunashi? He's being unresponsive again. Does this mean he logged out and hasn't returned yet? I'm in. Yes, it has to be. These are the plans for the World Odyssey. Right now I'm sitting in front of Artist Palace.
Yo.
Ah! You scared me. Oh, are you?
I'm Mr. Enigma.
Your voice. Might you be Mizunashi?
Yeah, it's me. And you recognize my skin? It's our company's mascot, Mr. Enigma. That everyone who plays this game forgot about after this game. This mascot did not stick for Death End. That no one treats Mr. Enigma as the mascot, despite their efforts.
Of course I do. He's so cute.
Why are you using another character skin? Well, I figured that chatting with you might be difficult if it was just my voice, so I hoped having a visual component would help. Besides, this character gives me access to parts of the code that I can't normally touch. Admins use this skin to crack down on troublemakers. In order to help you, I'll need to be able to identify errors in the code directly. This way, I can make changes in real time. Kind of perfect, don't you think?
Tech savvy as always, Mizunashi. I think it's a terrific idea.
There's one catch though. Because I'm an admin character, I'm not allowed to participate in battle. What, don't say like back at me like that.
I can't help it. I'm impressed with the level of graphical detail in Mr. Enigma.
My favorite antagonist in the RGG verse is Kuroiwa. You know, that is a fair shout. I think I always have a soft spot for Mine, but he is a good one. I think I'll always have a soft spot for Mine, but that's just my bias. I know that's obvious, but you know what I mean. Like, that thing, because that's like one of the early Yakuza games I played, and I got really invested in the character, and I was really like, damn it, when he died, because I was just like, no, I wanted him to, like, stick around. I just need to mention it. Alright, let's try and make sense of what we know at this very moment. Your name is Shina Nina Mia. You're currently playing a game which you helped create. You remember that much, right?
Yeah.
So about your body in the real world. What's the matter? You're blushing.
Don't put it like that. It sounds perverted. I'm more than just a body, Mizunaishi.
What? A body is a body. How else should I describe it? He's fantastic, but I feel like he's underserved. Doesn't get enough screen time. That I would agree with. I did wish he got more. Hey, maybe if they do a Yakuza 3 Kiwami, they can give him the fucking Nishiki treatment and just like chuck in a random extra scene of like the hospital fucking him over or something.
Oh.
If you don't like me referring to you as a body, then how about true form?
No, but body is fine.
No! Yeah! Alright then, go back to the subject at hand. Judging by your responses, it seems like you don't know where you are. Why is that? I think it's only a matter of time. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Yakuza 3 is the oldest accessible Yakuza game, unless you want to do the original 1 and 2. And it's also the stiffest, and a lot of people who are first experiencing the series that go through it regularly criticize how stiff and awkward 3 is to get back into after, like, Kiwami and Kiwami 2. So I think it's only a matter of time. I would be down for a Kiwami 3 because I genuinely like Yakuza 3, and I want to see it be better. Like, I want to see how they could improve it and make it better. And if we're being blunt, we don't know when we're going to get another action-based Yakuza game. You know? Like, we don't know when we're going to get another action-based RGG game because we don't know if there's another Judgment game coming because of, like, license agreements and shit. And Like a Dragon is all RPGs, like, turn-based RPGs now. So if Kiwami 3 is their opportunity to kind of let loose again, like, I'll take it. I more want another Like a Dragon Gaiden game, but on a different character. I loved Like a Dragon Gaiden for Kiryu. I want a Like a Dragon game Gaiden, but it's Akiyama instead or something. I would love, like, these much smaller, focused games, but, like, each one just be focused on a different central character. Make me give a shit about that one random cop in Yakuza 4. Make me give a shit about that baseball player that's, like, inconsequential to too much in 5. By giving them a Gaiden game that then, like, hyper-focuses on them and gives them their own unique new story. Yeah, Kiwami 1 Kiwami 1 didn't need it. Kiwami 2, I prefer Kiwami 2 over Base 2. I know there's, like, Base Yakuza 1 has fantastic atmosphere that kind of goes missing in Kiwami mostly because of Marjima Anywhere kind of dulls the water a little bit. And I think Yakuza 1 HD that they did on PS3, although it never left Japan, it is the definitive version of Yakuza, and I'd still argue it is to this day. Shinada. Yeah, I know I'm the outspoken one on Shinada. I generally think Baseball Guy was inconsequential and just not interesting to me. But I also don't like Yakuza 5, so that easily leans back on the conversation we had before, where, like, if you don't like something, you tend to be less invested, so you tend to just, like, you just tend to find it more boring. I was not interested in a lot of Yakuza 5, so I thought, Seijima was done dirty. I thought his story in Yakuza 5 was pointless. I didn't enjoy it at all. And I found Baseball Dude really boring. But a lot of that I know is just because I didn't really like Yakuza 5 as a whole. And so I just kind of wasn't invested, so didn't, like, commit to it. And I have one friend that always really winds up because he loves 5 but hates 6. But I hate 5 but love 6. And it's like, it always annoys him because I'm the polar opposite. And he's just, every time he's like, yeah, but in 5 they do. And I'm like, yeah, but 5's also a boring 80-hour slog I'm never doing again. And 60 hours, and like the 60-odd hours you spend at points in it's just, ugh. Whilst Yakuza 6 is like, it's a nice cozy 30 hours and you're in and out and you're done. And it felt like a nice, like, it was a little rushed in places, but like a solid conclusion to Kiryu's story before, you know, they brought him back again and then again. But I get it.
I wish you could tell me. It's disorienting for sure. This world feels more akin to reality.
If I ever live stream the Yakuza series, when I get to 5, I will do it like one character at a time. As in, I'll do like the whole like character 1 with Kiryu, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll do part 2, and then I'll take a break. Because if I try and do the whole of Yakuza 5 in one go, I will be miserable and it'll be present in the stream because I find that game so fucking dull. Whilst Yakuza 6, I will just burn through because I genuinely enjoy that game. It's weird, it's got problems, I'm not going to pretend it isn't. It's like right in the middle, but I genuinely like it for what it is. And Destiny is a banger track. I love that track. Right, or to my left. I see the textures of the world's Odyssey's environments. I can feel the wind grazing my palm. Well, it's VR. Wherever you are, the real you should be wearing the white rabbit on your head. White rabbit? They're Oculus Rifts. They're goggles optimized for games, which you see referred to as the Alice engine. Their primary selling point is that it includes a dreamlike state for its wearer. Reality becomes indistinguishable from VR. That's a bit... I have a huge soft spot for Yakuza 3. It's also part of the reason why I wouldn't mind Kiwami 3, solely because it'd be another excuse to go through Yakuza 3. Do you know? Like, it's just like any excuse is a good excuse when it comes to revisiting games you enjoy, I know, but like, it's a good excuse as any. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll play it, but in HD. Maybe I can see for myself, huh? But the problem is, to be blunt, if they do Kiwami 3, Yakuza 4 and... is it called Kansen? I forget what it's called, like the spin-off that they did between 2 and 3. All of them are on the same engine. So if they do a Kiwami for free, that kind of opens the door for them to do those 2 as well. And that's like the only thing I'm not sure on. Because it's like, Yakuza 3, I don't really think needs a Kiwami too much, but I get it because it's the one that's criticized for its gameplay the most, so it feels like it's just going to happen. Kensen, that was it, yeah. So I feel like it's going to happen eventually. Yakuza 4, the gameplay was not a problem I had with Yakuza 4. The fucking rubber bullets was. You know, like, the gameplay I thought was fine. I liked diversity. I really enjoy playing as Akiyama in 4. You know, like, I think 4 doesn't need a Kiwami at all. Personally. But I feel like it's the same thing like with Resident Evil, but like after they remade 2, you knew 3 was coming because it was the exact same platform that it originally came from. And that's the only thing I'm not 100% on board with. But it's like, if they do a 3 Kiwami, I feel like they're going to do a 4 Kiwami, and I really don't think they need to do a 4 Kiwami. Especially because that game's a lot bigger, and I think that would just be a lot of extra resources that I would rather them spend on other things. You know, that's a lot of extra time and resources I'd rather them spend on a new Judgment or whatever Like a Dragon 9's going to be. Huh? What are you doing over there? I'm trying to find a way to remove my goggles. How do I take them off again, Mizunaishi? Tanimura needs a rework. Yeah, that is actually a fair point. Well, in order for the VR to work, the game requires all of your brain's conscious energy. You can't move until you wake up, really. Don't tell me you forgot. I'm sorry, my memory's still so hazy. Hazy, huh? I wonder if her subconscious has trouble sorting her long-term memories of experience she's made in the game. Gina, do you have any inkling as to when you first started playing World's Odyssey? Nope. Every time I shut my eyes and try to recall my past, everything goes blank. The one thing I do remember is coding World's Odyssey with you and the rest of the team. If I focus too much on it, I feel nothing except for dark, frigid loneliness. For a long time, I couldn't find anyone to talk with. My prevailing sentiment is that I felt scared to death. I see. Sheena, listen to me. In the real world, you've been missing for over an entire year. Missing? What? Is that true? Yeah, we immediately filed a missing persons report with the authorities. Tokiwa and I initially figured that you were involved in some kind of incident, so we've taken it upon ourselves to search for you. I should have asked you this right away, but was the choice to go missing on your own volition? I have no clue. It's tough for me to imagine how I got here in the first place, much less who's responsible for it. I see. We were worried sick, having considered all the possibilities to a dizzying extent. If her resounding sentiment was in fact fear, perhaps she experienced some form of intense trauma that scarred her memories, making them inaccessible for the time being. Can't help but wonder what kind of incident might have left her in this state. And also, if it wasn't obvious, I don't want a Kiwami 5. At all. Not just because I don't like the game, but because that game's way too fucking big, and that would be way too many resources to go into, that I would much rather go into something else. Like another Judgment game, or the next Like a Dragon, or anything fucking else. See, even with what I've retained of the real world, somehow it doesn't feel as tangible as everything I've sensed in this world. Sure, I remember sitting next to you with my cup of coffee, working on lines of code, but I remember the sights and smells of walking on a meadow in World's Odyssey just as vividly. It might have something to do with the Alice engine's artificial intelligence control kicking in. But regardless, we're going to know what it is in about 2 months' time. RGG have already confirmed they're going to be at Tokyo Game Show, and they've also already confirmed they're announcing their next game at Tokyo Game Show. They have confirmed and double confirmed their next game is getting announced at TGS. So we'll know in September what their next game release is actually going to be. I imagine it's going to be something smaller after Infinite Wealth. Don't expect like another Infinite Wealth sized game coming up. I imagine it's going to be something smaller scale. But we'll have to see. Hang out the Haruka part entirely. I honestly didn't mind the Haruka part. I just thought it went on for too long. I didn't mind it as is. I just was like, I thought it just dragged on too much. Might have something to do with the Alice Engine's artificial intelligence control kicking in. What? I have a suspicion that the game has identified you as an anomaly and is trying to erase you, or is trying to assume control of your character. Mobile game, the Officer Party game, fucking... Please don't tell me that. We also know that, Bandai Namco and Koei Tecmo are both arriving there. So, like, any franchise tied to them could have a chance of popping up, but obviously that's vague, and that could be anything. Obviously, with Koei Tecmo, I'm hopeful that we will hear word of the next Atelier release, because we know the team's been working on it, because they've confirmed that they're working on the next console release, like the console Atelier game, like literally all year. There was something they said last December, there was something they said in January, there was something they said in like March, they said something in May. You know, they keep on bringing up that they're working on the next console like Atelier game, and like we're 90% sure it's going to be the start of a new saga. They're not going to be going back, at least not right now. So no, it's not going to be Rise of 4. I know we're like because of fucking Age of God bullshit with Rise of 3, but no, they're not doing that, at least not yet. The next Atelier game is going to be the start of a whole new saga. Just kidding. It's impossible for the AI to assume control of the human consciousness as easily as I suggest. Why do you keep on hugging me? Because you're so adorable. Adorable? Oh, come on. Huh? Oh, no, it wasn't like that. I was talking to Mr. Enigma, not you, Mizunaishi. Don't worry, Mizunaishi, I don't find you cute. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but for her to do a 180 so adamantly is disconcerting on its own. I know you have a problem with Riser. I love Riser. I just love Mysterious more, but I still love Riser. There genuinely isn't a single Atelier game that I don't love, outside of maybe Marie 1, but that's just because that's Marie, like classic Marie 1, not even a remake. Even the remake I still liked. But I love Riser 1. Riser 2 is like top 3 Atelier games. That game's fucking fantastic. And Riser 3 I really enjoyed. I just felt it was a bit long in the tooth and got a little too distracted by the Age of God bullshit. And it's very clearly not the last secret game. It's just the last Riser game. There's so many story arcs that aren't answered in Riser 3 that it's very blatant they're going to do another secret game. It's just only Sheena is the one they wrapped up. But the thing is, we've been over this. Like, although they definitely get quicker and get closer to being action RPGs, none of them are action RPGs. They're active time battles. They're ATBs. As in, every action has time consequences and still has turn properties. It's just you don't stop when it's your turn. Things keep moving. So it's ATB. If you're not doing something, you're wasting daylight, and that wasted daylight will turn into enemies getting extra hits. So it's in the middle. It's the ATB system from Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and 9. Sorry, from the SNES and PS1 era of Final Fantasy, which is why I like antiquated and adjusted to it so quickly, because I recognized it as such. I said, although they get quicker, especially Riser 3. Riser 3 is so quick it feels like it's an action piece, but it is still actions and timers and cooldowns. It's still ATB. You can't press a button whenever you want and an action happens, because then that would be an action RPG. Okay, so let's focus on logging you out. You have to do something, or if you do want to press a button instantly, you have to sacrifice something. Like in Riser 1, we have to I think it's like, was it 10 AP you have to spend instantly to insta-turn? Sophie 2 does it better, but Sophie 2 is also still a turn-based RPG and not an ATB. Something unnerving is afoot, though, and that enormous hole in the sky has unleashed a chain reaction of bugs all over this game. I think Riser 3's gameplay is really good. The only thing is that it just needs a little more depth. I like it as it is to enjoy casually, but I want them to add literally one, maybe two more mechanics to the system, and then it would be perfect, and I would love it for what it completely. I would still prefer turn-based, but that's my personal bias. but I would love it and be okay with it for the future. Because let's be honest, a new saga of Atelier, they're not going to go backwards. Because the trilogy of Ryza made more than 70% of the entire Atelier franchise's total profits. They're not going to go back. Because people prefer and people enjoy and people play the new games. You know? So it's absolutely going to be more of that style moving forward. The only reason they didn't do it with Sophie 2 is because they were embracing it as a Mysterious Era game, so they wanted it to feel like a Mysterious Era game. I just love Ryza 2. If there's ever an Atelier game I'm going to go through again once I've gone through them all, the ones I have in my head, I'm going to do Sophie 1 again just because that was my first one, and so I think it'll be interesting to go back to it now I have so much experience with the series. I want to do Lydian Stuli again because I genuinely just love that game. I want to do Sophie 2 again because I genuinely just love that game. I could see myself doing Toturi again, and abso-fucking-lutely Ryza 2. But probably not 1 and 3, just because there's so much just because, I love the home setting of 1. It's just, it's a little long in the tooth and kind of just, yeah. And Ryza 3 is just way too long. It's not a matter of being outdated, it's just a matter of they've changed their style, and that style is successful, so they're going to keep with it. They would have made Sophie 2 play like Ryza if they genuinely thought it was outdated. You know? And they didn't. They made it play like a Mysterious game, just with new features and quality of life taken from the Ryza stuff. Because they know it still has a place, and they know it's still what it is. It's just not the direction they want to go right now. Let's see, so the hole in the sky was a bug? Where'd it go? Where did what go? I've been trying to access the master UI panel to initiate the manual user logout, but the menu's nowhere to be found. You must be mistaken. There's no way that's possible. Wait, you're right! I can't perform the function on my end either. Do you think the bugs have something to do with it? We can't rule out the possibility, but a predicament could be more dire than we originally anticipated. But that's what I said. The whole time, I said we don't know. The new saga might make the leap and actually be an action RPG, which if that's the case, I'll be very fucking curious to see how they handle, you know, the nature of Atelier being so item-focused in its combat in something that is an actual action game. Because that is dangerous, because that's usually so lenient on attacks and skills. But if they keep on going the ATB way, all they need to do, give me more reason to swap between party members, because Ryza 2 and 3 don't do enough to make me want to swap between my party members, like, during a fight. And we would already be like part of the way there. If I feel that it's the smartest decision to constantly juggle between my party members, then I think I would prefer it after a while. Like, if they could find a way, obviously, like, without, like, conditioning and compromising you, but if they could make it so it feels like you're always swapping between your whole party, and they all got their own unique things, and you've got the attack stacks and whatnot, attached to the ATB system that they have with the Ryza games, I probably would struggle to want to go back, because that would just be everything I ever want. A super fast turn-based game with a shit ton going on all at once that constantly requires you to stay on your feet. Fuck yeah, I'd be down for that. I know that wouldn't be everyone's cup of tea, but that's why I would still rather, like, when they go back, if they do Dusk 4 or Island 5 or Mysterious 5, or if they actually, like, take a risk and do mana free, you know, things like that, I would rather them stick to their styles and do their things their way. Like, I still want Mysterious 5 if that ever happens to be turn-based, things like that, because that's their style, that's how they are. I'm just saying, like, for like the next saga, I would love it if they did it that way, but we'll just have to see. Yeah, right now it's, yeah. Anyway, I've been rambling too much. Next save point we get to, I am going to wrap up. I know it's a shorter stream, we've been streaming for 2 and a bit hours, but I'm already, like, sweltering. So I do want to wrap up soon before it gets much hotter in here. Names were somehow blacklisted from the game's in chat function, as the other signs of third-party tampering in the code. Like, I'm literally sitting here in shorts, with all my windows open, and I am just melting. Are you telling me we've been hacked? Well, that's my guess. Even so, whoever it is, this person is in the know enough to identify the main program, and the director is one of our unannounced titles. So the key developers for this game before it releases a little suspicious, don't you think? Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I get that. I'm just saying for this one, like, for the next saga, I would love it that thing. I like my slow... Hey, look, I wouldn't be an SMT fan if I didn't, like, slower, more methodical, more complex RPGs. Because SMT is kind of like the baby of hyper complicated or also hyper challenging RPGs that require you to really think out what you're doing, or else you'll get grounded. Even if I do think SMT5 is unironically the easiest of the SMT games. My hair's saying just thinking about it. I mean, given that the World's Odyssey servers are running when the project was halted over a year ago, it's a major red flag. So long as the source code is vulnerable in someone else's hands, we need to log you out as soon as possible to bring you back, but how the hell am I supposed to escape this world? I have no idea where I am, how I got here, or how to log out. Wait a minute. What about the failsafe function? But that's why, like, personally, going back to that conversation, I treat ATB and turn-based as slightly different. I go into ATB RPGs knowing it's turn-based on a timer, and I like the fact that it has that extra pressure, but it doesn't mean I only want that. You know, I like turn-based that is pure turn-based, and I like turn-based where there's a clock, but separately, and I like them for different reasons. And so I like Ryza being ATB, but I also like Sophie being straight up just turn-based, you know? But I like them for different reasons. I love all kinds. Wait a minute, how about the failsafe function? Remember the ending engage? What? You're right, I totally forgot about that. The beautiful thing about World's Odyssey is that despite being an MMORPG, there's a definitive end to it all. I wanted the players to return to reality in sheer awe of what they saw and experience unlike anything they'd ever seen before, right? Our wish was for our designs and stories to inspire gamers in the same way that we were inspired, breathless and ecstatic. Yeah! I can't help but feel frustrated that for now this is our only option to get you out of here, but for the time being you'll have to do. So I'm concerned about things getting purely homogenized. I personally, and obviously it's just one man's opinion versus another, I personally don't think that's going to happen, or that is happening personally. I know some people disagree and say, oh no, or that, but no. Turn-based RPGs are still very clearly constantly doing what they're doing. I mean, Persona 5 sold 10 million units for fuck's sake. Honkai Star Rail was one of the most successful releases of last year. In fact, I think it was like next to like obviously like the big hits. It was the best-selling game. It was like the second or third best-selling game full stop last year. The problem is, it's like at least in NEP's case, it's more a matter of, it's not them like homogenizing or getting rid of it. It's them that they clearly just have a different direction they want to go and they're experimenting with it. It's not a matter of like they hate turn-based RPGs and they want to get away from it and they're homogenized. And I'm not saying that's not what you're saying, but stick with me here. It's more like, at least in my time playing SVS, and especially the fact that they keep it in Game Maker, it comes across more as that's the direction they just want to go. And it's the same with Atelier, the Ryza trilogy. It's not them homogenizing or trying to dumb things down or try and get rid of things or that they have something against turn-based. It's just they just have a different direction they want to go with that saga. And I think, although like it took them a bit, I think they really got it down by the time it went on. I just want it to be a little bit more complex moving forward, and then they got it. Low time retention. I mean, yeah. I mean, once you do the main story, you are just doing event and grind, and that's just the nature of it being a gacha game, unfortunately. But it is still very successful, and every banner that comes around is doing very well. Some banners even rivaling Genshin at their best, which is wild, considering Star Rail is, like, you know, not a big open world game that tends to attract more of a general mass. Like, the Acheron banner did insanely well. The Black Swan banner did insanely well. Got it. Alright, I'm starting to feel like myself again. If I can clear the game and log out, then I'll wake up in the real world in no time. I can finally meet Sumiko and Lydia again, and you too, Mizunaishi. Right, I'll be right beside you until the very end, so don't you worry about a thing. Our next destination? The mystical sky capital, Odyssia, right? You know the way there, right? Of course, I helped create it after all.
In order to reach Odyssia from
oh, wait,
Hades,
I was when's he going to get back to the voice acting with,
Kingdom by the Sea.
Because we've got to meet Lily.
Then let's part ways for now. While you head there, I've got some investigating to do on this side.
What? You're leaving already?
Oh, Sheena, I'm gonna give you one warning for while I'm gone. Don't die, alright?
Huh? What do you mean?
It's a miracle that the server can run at all. The world is swarming.
But then, at least for me with Star Rail, and I know a lot of people like this as well, I like just firing up Star Rail and completely making a new build, like a new team of builds, and then experimenting with them, doing simu runs. Especially like the cycling permanent events of like you have the simulated universe stuff, you have the pure fiction, you have the memory hall, and then you have that new thing, the like apocalypse shadow. That there's constantly new challenges and rearranging challenges that you can really see how far you can test your build. That I think does a pretty good job at making me come back. It's just I'm also playing other shit, so I'm not always coming back, which is where some of that problem comes in. But I think it's like time retention compared to other gachas is pretty decent. Like Genshin, once I've 100%ed an area, I literally only sign in for the events. And I do my dailies every morning, but I usually only sign in for the events. And I think Zenless will be a similar deal once I'm done. Once I've built my characters, it will just be signing in for events.
And it could take far longer.
Assuming I even stick with that game once I get the plat, we'll have to see.
Complete all the necessary side quests to access the true ending and initiate the ending engage. It'll be a pain in the
oh yeah, compared to other turn-based games, it does struggle.
Got it.
And I mean, Trails is constantly selling better and better every game. Yakuza literally got like a gargantuan second wind when they went turn-based. Turn-based is still here to stay, just because a few select franchises have decided for themselves in their legacy to change them as they've gone.
I'll be checking in on your progress as often as I can.
You know, it doesn't mean it's going anywhere, at least in my opinion.
One thing. What would happen if your PC were to enter sleep mode? Would that cut off our line of communication too?
Is this your sly way of asking me not to let my laptop enter sleep mode? You worry too much. Anyway, I'll be on my way. See you later.
Oh. He left. Jeez, that guy really travels to the beat of his own drum. Someone could use a lesson on how to treat women.
I looked at the palace, but bad memories came flooding back to me, and I ran back outside. Well, that lasted long. Fucking alright, Sheena. We can enter the first dungeon. We can do it. Oh, there's my queen. Another character I really love in this game.
I'm so sorry. It was not my intention to startle you. Wait, aren't you?
Turn-based. No, they're not. It's a spin-off doing a different thing.
Painting inside of the palace.
Code Z is a spin-off, I have to keep reminding people, and it's a mystery dungeon-styled game. And mystery dungeon-styled games are technically turn-based in nature because every step is a turn.
My name is
Things only move when you take a step. It's still turn-based. It's just top-down dungeon crawling turn-based.
that I created to serve as a guide for new players.
Dirk 3 will almost certainly still be more of this.
Outfit in her original design, though. Do the bugs have something to do with this?
I say that, I can't confirm and say like, oh, absolutely Dirk 3 will be like that. It's just, it's very, very likely it will be.
Shina Ninomiya. Might you be the princess of this kingdom?
Yeah, that was, it's got roguelike elements
as you said,
to it, but that was me misunderstanding from the Japanese trailer and my limited understanding of Japanese. It's got a lot of roguelike elements to it, and there are some pieces of it. They expect you to die a lot, which is where the roguelike element comes in. They expect you to die a lot as you proceed, but it is a mystery dungeon styled top-down adventure game that has turn systems, but when you take a step, the whole world takes a step, so that counts as a turn. When you counter an enemy, you take your action, then the enemy takes their action, then you take your action. Your action can also be running away from the fight. You know, it's still turn-based, it's just, it's like, you don't go into a fight.
I'm not from this kingdom, but that's what I've heard about.
I know Fear and Hunger. I mean, I doubt, like, that. I'll say that. They expect you to die a lot, but we'll have to see.
Understood.
Look, it's Fear and Hunger collab. Do we? Also, we're being introduced to our first real party member, Lily Hopes, who is head over fucking heels for Sheena in both this and Dirk 2, and I love every single time you catch it.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Every single time her little crush starts to come to the surface, it's adorable.
Oh, yes. Why do you ask? Did you see my father? The King of Hardis? I wish to know what became of the king and everyone inside the palace. Please, tell me everything you know. After all the cruelty.
Also, speaking of like the first game's party members, their redesigns for their glitch forms in Code Z is so fucking sick. Like their because there's like there's an enemy variant of the glitch forms. We don't know like if it's like the same person or a different version or what. But their designs in Code Z, when they're actually hunting you down, they all look so good. I love their designs. Lucille especially, like, she ran away with it. Like, she's got like this gothic suit on in the glitch form, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, the designers are cooking here. It gets me more excited for Dirt 3 as well, to see, like, where the art, like, how the art style is shifting, to see what they do. I didn't see what even if Lucina's into loser Arada. Yeah. Yeah. I can keep hoping, though.
I called out in search of an attendant and received no response. Right from the get-go, things seemed abnormal.
The king, was he safe?
I, saw the king in his throne room, but he was shrouded behind a curtain, so I didn't get a good look at him. I can say for certain that something about his demeanor felt off.
In what way?
His mind was slipping. The king was all wiry, and all of his soldiers seemed to follow. Before launching into an aggressive pursuit, the king and his men screamed absolute nonsense at me. I think
Lily, hope she can be with Sheena. Yeah.
That drove him to madness.
Curse? You must be speaking about the Entoma. How could this be? Is no one safe in this cruel world? Miss Sheena, since you had responded to the call to serve as one of our kingdom's guards, I have a favor to ask of you. As princess of this kingdom, my responsibility is to.
But yeah, in an ideal world, Arata would go with Sumika, and Lily and Sheena would couple up. Instead of like the two main characters have to fall in love with each other, I'd make both the main characters fall in love with the other character that blatantly has a crush on them. Fucking acknowledge them, please. I'm begging you.
Sure. I know that it is a lot to ask for, but huh? Wait, did you say you would?
Well, bravery means doing the right thing at the right time. So just leave it to Sheena the adventurer.
Oh, thank you.
I can only imagine how worried you must be after being separated from the king for so long. The king is probably experiencing a lot of grief as well. So let's hurry, Lily.
Okay.
We're still in a cutscene, by the way. Hey, do you remember the last time I actually had, like, control in a 3D environment?
What the? The entrance is sealed. There might be another entrance around the back, right this way. Oh, they don't call you princess for nothing. Let's head to the throne room, hurry. Okay.
Huh? Say, aren't you Sheena? What a coincidence to run into you here. The last time I saw you was 2 hours ago.
Oh, Rook, what are you doing here? Man, if I'd known you were heading this way, we could have travelled here together. Don't be so shy next time.
Alas, it is not in the cards. Huh? When we had our first encounter, I was actually en route to another kingdom. Between you and me, there are plenty of rooks throughout this world.
Wait, what, plenty of rooks? What do you mean by that?
You see, originally, there was just me. Ever since this thing latched onto me, however, this outlandish thing has been happening.
You're right. You've got signs of the curse on your arm too, Rook.
When I became possessed by this, whatever it is, I have been multiplied. Hey, he glitched out.
Multiplied?
There are multiple versions of me scattered across this world. Remarkably bizarre, if I do say so myself. Luckily, I retain control of each and every version of me, a singular consciousness at the helm of multiple bodies. Frankly, I see it as a blessing from the Lord. What better way to expand my business than with multiple merchants that I can trust?
Does having multiple versions of yourself ever get to you, though?
I'd be lying if I said it doesn't, but compared to how others have been affected by the curse, I have no room to complain.
And Lily's like, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, seems like Lily is really confused. Mizunashi has mentioned before that multiple versions of Rook are appearing as a result of the bugs. The bugs are producing multiple copies of him.
Precisely.
Ah! Where did this bear come from?
The lines of code enabling Rook to fast travel between locations have been corrupted. Instead of teleporting him, the game simply makes a copy.
Huh? Oh. Mr. Enigma, you can't just appear out of the blue and scare us like that. Look at how you startled Lily.
Who cares? I have no time to worry about this every time someone else gets upset.
Jeez.
Has a new customer come to browse my wares?
Oh, I'm Enigma, the bear. Don't worry, I'm not a threat. Right, Sheena? Oh, right, he's a friend of mine. She has a talking bear as a friend?
Apologies if I scared you. Please don't mind me. Continue on with your conversation.
He's so cute.
Sheena, might I make a suggestion?
A suggestion?
Yes, as compensation for having saved one version of me from the pack of vicious monsters, I'd like to offer you my services. Based it. Would you do me the honor?
Well, of course.
Yeah, he's one-track minded a little bit right now in the game. On your map, I've marked a symbol showing where each of my clone selves are. They are safe zones where masters rarely appear. You are free to make camp at those locations at your leisure. I will also give you a signal so that you can summon me at any time. I shall stock my wares frequently to cover any of your needs on and off the battlefield, so be sure to check back with me often.
Got it. Thanks a bunch, Rook.
No need to thank me. I should be thanking you for the increased business.
Rook.
Yes, my lady?
Please, just Lily is fine. I am no position to answer to my royal title. But... please.
Very well, Lily. Might I be of service to you?
Do you happen to sell anything that can be used as a weapon?
A weapon, you ask? Please don't tell me you are thinking about entering the fray. These are dangerous times, my lady.
My heart is already decided. Even if it means putting myself in harm's way, I must show bravery. I do not plan on sitting idly by while Miss Sheena risks her life for me.
Lily. Alright, we had to get to start this trend of how they go out of their way to kind of explain how every character gets their weapon, except one incident in Dirk 2. Every single character gets explained how they get their weapon either at the time or you can logic it. Like, hey, Owl's a thief, has been at it for a while. Of course she has a knife on her. And then you get to Rotti, and you're like, they never explain why she just has a Glock. They never explain why she just has a pistol and just has a handgun on her. It's like, what the fuck? Where did she get that? Like, she's like, desperate times call for desperate measures. And you're like, what the fuck? Then how about this? It's an elegant weapon. One that would keep you in a safe distance while offering a mean to protect yourself.
My, what a gorgeous bow. I can't believe how light it feels in my hands. Many thanks. I would be honored to use this. How much for it?
Oh yeah, I forgot you call her Lotto. Even though it literally says on her badge Rotti in the Japanese original teaser. Just because in the translation that's how it sounds when they pronounce Rotto. I completely forgot you call her. For a split second I was like, Lotto? What the fuck? No, I still call her Rotti because her literal name badge in the original Japanese teaser says Rotten. It says Rotten Doll Heart on it. The creature of habit, dang it. Yeah, I know, dude. It's all good.
Well, news is how much for it? Oh, please, I couldn't bear to accept money from the princess herself. Take it, I insist. No, I must pay my dues to honest merchants like yourself. As a member of the royal family, I cannot rest on the graces and deeds of good people. In fact, I refuse to do so.
What was that? I see. Your reputation precedes you, my lady. You are wise beyond your years. Then, if you must accept my gift at a lower rate than what my customers usually receive, consider it a gesture of faith to the crown. Reading in Japanese, yeah. The only trouble is going to be when I do the dub for Dirk 2 is that they never patched the audio volume for Chapter 1. So in Chapter 1, Maya's going to sound very fucking quiet because they only patched it on the PC version. Oh my. Is this what my subjects refer to as a discount? Indeed. A token of goodwill for you and your journey, my lady.
How wonderful. Cannot thank you enough. Hopefully this will do. Oh, sorry. Have I acted out in turn? I thought this might be an acceptable response for your generosity. I apologize. The rituals and customs amongst town folks are somewhat foreign to me.
Oh, not at all. I am merely humbled that you would show such kindness to a lowly merchant like me. Now, everyone, please travel safely. Hopefully, our next meeting is sooner rather than later. I shall await your signal.
What a gift it is to be in a dozen places at once. Miss Sheena, I hope I hadn't stepped on your toes when I expressed my interest in fighting alongside you. However, as a princess of Heartis, it is my right to, by birth, to act in the best interest of my people.
Wait a minute, what? Lily is a oh, right, how did... Yes! She's the daughter of a king and queen. She is a princess. She literally is wearing a crown as a headpiece.
As Princess of Heartis, it is my right by birth to act in the best interest of my people. Thanks, Lily. But if we're backed into a corner surrounded by monsters, then try not to act too rashly, okay? Okay, understood. Are you sure I can fight with you, though? I thought for sure you'd refuse me. I'd never do that, the more the merrier. Oh, and please call me Sheena. First names will do just fine for the both of us. Okay then, Sheena. Lily!
And now and there begins the crush. Just hearing a girl say her name is enough to set her off. She's like, oh god.
You're making me blush. Now our friendship is official. Friendship?
Mind if I chime in now? I'm not interrupting your lovey-dovey display.
Lovey-dovey?
Oh, Lily. Psst, be a bit more careful, okay, Sheena?
Huh?
Mr. Enigma? Then give yourself away. I can hear you in my head. I'm using a private voice chat, so that others can't hear me talking to you. You can speak using this chat too. Just picture my Enigma avatar in your head, then communicate with me directly. Give it a shot. Like this? Can you hear me, Mizunaishi? Loud and clear. Wow, pretty convenient. Anyway, I'm sure you've seen by now, Lee's got a little Atoma bug like you do. Yeah, actually, hers is bouncing on my knee just now. You know how to get to you. It seems fully sentient. On a side note, the spider legs attached to your thighs are a bug too, right? Oh, you mean these dangly things? Yes, I realized right away that the dangly legs were a sign that something was off in the game. Sheena, would you mind not saying dangly so much? Something the matter? For my sake, please. Okay. Is that a, like, Japanese text joke that I don't get? Like, why would he be upset with dangly? Anyway, we leave the legs alone for now. It doesn't seem like any of the others can see the bug fluttering right in front of them. Considering how much it moves, you'd think that Lily would have said something by now. She brought it up to you before. Maybe she's just unsure of what it is. It's a mind of its own after all, but she's just afraid of talking about it. Maybe not. Doesn't look like she's amused by it. I know, like, it could just be a sex joke because, you know, dangly bits, but, like... Still, I have to ask. Maybe. Who wouldn't laugh? It's so cute. Can't see for certain, though, can we? No one else is looking at it. We shouldn't beat around the bush. Let's just ask her directly. Right, still, it's strange that no one else is reacting. Lee, join the group. Still not in control, by the way. Hey, Lily, can you see this little bug? Don't tell me that you can see it too. Yeah, actually, I've been able to see it this whole time. I can see it too. Sheena is one similar, albeit purple instead of yellow. What a relief. I no longer have to pretend like it doesn't exist. Oh, sorry. It seems like mine has taken to you, Sheena. Hey, come back. This bug, as you call it, has suddenly appeared on my body. First it has a weird bump, but over time it developed a mind of its own. I assumed that it is a physical manifestation of the Atoma itself. Oh, could you tell me a bit more about how it began acting on its own accord? It was then that I falsely accused and imprisoned of assassinating the Queen. My guards were my only line to the outside world. I was informed that scores of innocent people were mysteriously dying as a result of the Atoma scourge, and many others disappeared. Oh, I recognize that term. The merchant from earlier mentioned the same thing to me. Is it something about people disappearing like smoke? Yes, personally, I believe those missing were abducted by some kind of dark, evil magic. From what I was told, there are a handful of survivors from the event, but they live in constant fear of the Atoma and the martyrs. No matter how badly I wanted to understand the plight of those who were affected, there were little that I could actually do. Eventually, the kiss of the Atoma took the form of this painful bruise. I had to believe that I too would soon succumb to this deadly curse. Just as I accepted my fate, this one popped out. Bagul! When I first met you, Sheena, you could imagine the surprise on my face when I noticed that you were carrying around an Atoma just like me. I wouldn't call it carrying around so much as it tends to follow me wherever I go. Bagul! Huh, are they playing with one another? Well, by the looks of things, it seems like they're sniffing each other out. Maybe they recognize each other as friends. The way one circles around the other looks like they're having fun. How precious. Don't get too attached. At the end of the day, they're still connected to the Atoma. It is important to note how the common thread in how the two of the Atoma bugs appeared, which seems to be periods of extreme stress. I find it likely that there might be others who have the Atoma bugs that behave just like these two do. Lily, do you happen to know anyone else who possesses anything like these two? I don't. Ever since my escape, I've been doing my best to keep a low profile, so I haven't had much contact with anyone besides you two. Now, you mention it, Lily, you said that you were locked up by a heavily guarded prison, right? How were you able to escape? Well... The chaos sown by the Atoma surge diverted the attention of the kingdom's authorities to other more pressing matters. So after enough time had passed, one of the prison guards let me escape out of pity. Once I'd gotten out, I took to wandering through a nearby town and saw others who had bore the mask of the Atoma on them. Unfortunately, however, they were unable to control the Atoma and were subsequently devoured without a chance to get away. Sheena's Atoma tried to eat her when it first activated too. Which means it has the ability to eat people whole whether or not it breaks it from the host. Like a carnivorous virus, when I can say carnivorous. Lily, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm sorry if I'm reminding you of what must have been a difficult, painful memory. It's fine. These are desperate times. Each of us needs to be the help we can get. Sharing our stories means being able to join in on the fight. I consider myself quite fortunate to have met the two of you. And also, as someone whose piano is their favourite instrument, yeah, I really love the soundtrack in this game, and Dirk too. As someone whose piano is a favorite instrument, I love how many piano tracks are in this game. I live for it. Back up! Also, I am going to do the fucking voices for the from the buggies each chance I get. Buggy. I know, we'll call them buggies. What? Mr. Bear, let's call these things buggies from now on. Its Homer isn't cute at all. Bugger. Kinda like a baby. Right? Right? Are you okay, Mr. Bear? Are you okay with that, Mr. Bear? I don't care. But are they worth giving a nickname to? I understand that they're dangerous beings, but if we have to coexist with them anyways, you might as well find them cute. Do as you please. As long as you know they're dangerous, I'm good. Anyways, your naming sense hasn't changed one bit. Thank you. That wasn't a compliment. Still not playing the game again. I knew that. I told you there's like an hour of lore dump, but I forgot it was this long. Mizunashii, remember Lily's original design? Remember her hair being far more primed and blonde, so befitting a queen? Oh yeah, huh? Well, I don't remember the details of every single NPC we made. Lily's current design is cute, but the fact that she's changed so much throws me off. Do you think this has something to do with the bugs? Probably. Maybe the assets or a character model got shifted from or something. Just Lydia, a character designer. So, Lily's an escaped convict and has joined our party. Far cry from her original plotline, huh? Well, obviously, irregularities throughout all the world's odyssey, like you and Yatoma, are to be expected by now. Given that bugs have changed everything from new monsters to producing clones of Rook, strange NPC behavior seems almost tame. Irregularities? Would you mind not referring to me as some line of code? What I meant was, you wanted to mention how peculiar it is that Rook and Lily are exhibiting changes that are aligned with their original programming, right? Although they are NPCs, you must remember that the Alice engine is powering the core of their decision-making process. This AI is like magic. Somehow they are able to make split-second decisions, thinking and reacting in a way indistinguishable from humans. To some degree, they're as human as you or me. Yeah, judging from how they describe their thought patterns, this AI is scarily complex. I must admit the implications frighten me. What's going on here? We should have been able to reach the throne room through this hallway. The pathway seems to have been sealed off. Let's find another way. Oh, Jesus Christ, we're back in the game. Yeah, when your buggy is present, there's a 50% chance to trigger a skill. Additionally, the amount of field bug scores below 50, you can press the touchpad to summon Arata. And you press X to attack. Oh, right, you don't swing, you do this shit. Sheena tips. Sheena's great at close combat, yep. My team, I'm telling you right, my team is going to be Sheena, Lucille, and Celica. Oh, I know there's a lead, so I brought up the menu again. I didn't mean to click off that, hang on. Regular and healing, yep. And she can deal with vines. We expected to go back to reality right now, but I'm actually going to save next chance I get. I could have sworn there's a... Maybe we can't do it yet. I could have sworn there was a button to quick swap between characters.
What's this?
Oh, okay, we can do that.
What could this be? What could this be?
Whoops. There she is. Back in my Let's Play, I made it that every single video in the Let's Play I was leading with a different character. So like by the end of the game, like it was about even. That like everyone was like leading the charge. I'll probably do the same-ish here, but not as much. Like next stream I might run around with like Lily predominantly. Before we do all that, I'm going to save, and I'm going to call it a stream. I know we only did fucking story today, but it's also... I'm sweltering. We went on a little bit longer than I planned to. I'm planning to wrap up about 2 hours in, and I am absolutely melting, so I just need to wrap up. Like, for my physical health. And we'll do more of this tomorrow, where we will actually, you know, fucking get to the gameplay. Because we will actually have a good chunk of gameplay coming up now. But... That will do for me for now. For now. We've met Sheena, and we've met Lily. God, some of these tracks I love so much. I love this. I love Reality's Breaking. Reality's Breaking is one of my favorite tracks, but like I said, I'm a sucker for pianos. It's just such a beautiful and melodic track. Odyssea Forsaken also has a beautiful fucking bit. This bit. With the piano. But I'll leave that for now. So, next time, we're going to try and explore the castle and get back to the throne room to find out what's going on with the king. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry for the shorter stream, but like I said, it's boiling hot here and I don't want to, like, melt. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It genuinely really helps the channel grow. Additionally, you can find my Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal in the description of every single video. But until then, you guys take care now, and I'll see you tomorrow.